Me clock.
I actually don't need a ride. Somebody woke up. Sorry.
Who woke up?
Alright, yeah. Alright, see you there. Bye. You woke up.
Yeah, I did. I can't lock the door.
Lock it.
Where's me car?
Where is he? Is
oh, I
he
think it's in
here?
the normal spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is my motorcycle?
Oh. Let's freaking roll.
It is there. It's just an other spot.
Uh-oh. I'm
What?
having a snack attack.
To you. But are there normies?
Yeah. You can buy groceries.
Yeah, there's no normies.
What the fuck? My
Hold on, I
food!
got a bag. Hold on, I got a bag of chips for you.
I'm starving!
Here, this
Chew
is
them
what I
up and
can
spit
do.
them in my mouth!
Uh,
I'm just kidding, come on.
like, someone just text me about ending the purge.
Purge would be cool. Today's gonna be a good day, man.
I agree. Oh, I don't know if you saw, but Gossip Girl decided to put out a post about, Edda's $300,000.
At first, it's so based. It's so based.
Oh god. The Nakota thing first and then this one.
Oh, they get him chased.
Is that a bicycle they were chasing? Or motorcycle?
It was a double T.
Ah!
A double T.
The best. The best of all motorcycles. Did we ever get that $300,000 back from PD to the state? Don't they owe us interest if they haven't yet?
No, they have not given it back.
Huh. How much interest did we say it was? Like 15%?
15%. We should pocket we should pocket the interest.
The interest? Is it 15% a week?
I'll probably do it with no interest. I didn't really put any terms down.
I mean, I feel like we said interest regardless, so even if you just did flat, like, and it's just like a flat penalty of interest, I think that's still fair. That'd be 45,000.
All right, sounds good. I'm all wet.
That's my line. I actually am. Wow.
Yeah, 'cause it raining, dog. Happy birthday. Thanks, man. This is our birthday celebration stream. My birthday's actually Tuesday.
Oh, fuck. I'm not awake enough for this. No, I frolicked for like 20 minutes.
Happy birthday, Metal Explorer, dude. Happy 30th birthday. 34 years old. Congrats on beating Jesus.
I was told Cornwood that he should present Lasso, but we probably don't want that. You decide.
Nothing wrong with him presenting it, just to show us what he's worked on.
Yeah.
There's definitely an illegal man driving above us right now.
Oh.
Hey, you see this shit right here?
Uh-huh.
This is a perfect drug-selling corridor.
It is. Like the little love tunnel in the park.
Yeah. Yeah, some people are like, man, that place would be really cool to, like, have a picnic. I do that, but for selling drugs.
Huh. Do you miss selling drugs?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Selling drugs was cool.
Kind of scary.
Yeah,
it's cool also.
Do you think it's cool?
Do I think selling drugs is cool?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you're selling.
Weed?
Oh, yeah, that's fucking cool.
Cocaine? Fentanyl?
That's cool. That's cool when we get to the fentanyl.
I gonna fuck you as a birthday gift? Fuck you. Hi, Norman.
Hey, Norman.
Hey, Mr. Bear. Hello.
Stop suggesting that my wife's the worst person.
Aww.
I gotta sign in to make my motherfucking paycheck. Boom. Dunzo. Tyrianus, Russell T. Thanks for subbing.
Let's read this.
Read what?
What Michael did for the Turf Act. Why can't I read and walk at the same time? I hate my life so hard. That was a joke. Obviously, I don't hate my life.
You think do you think I thought you were serious?
Just clarifying for the record, in case you might have. That's good.
How many phones do I have? 2. I got 2 phones. One for the plug and one for the load. Oathkeeper Oblivion, thanks for subbing. Some guy in chat said happy B-Day gangsta, and it was his first time. Thanks, bro.
Do we need more snacks? I feel like I need more snacks than that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, should we grab some?
Yeah. Why is Siobhan on fire? She's wearing her Jinko jeans fit.
You eat like first thing in the morning?
Five Nights at Freddy's looking ass? No.
How long do you need normally? Hour, 2
Couple
hours?
hours.
Yeah.
These meteorite energy bars do not count. Hi. Timo, hi, Timo.
Hi.
Hello. I don't agree or disagree. I want to keep my...
Is that Andy freaking Jones?
It is, Mr. Mayor.
Why are you here?
It is.
I'm here to talk business.
About what?
Andy.
I'm gonna be asking for money for a prize pool for an event I'm running.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah.
You don't have to be at the meeting for that. Honestly,
I figured the best way was to, you know, pitch it, and so you guys know what it would be done, and I'll give logs when it's transferred to the winner and all that.
yeah, all you have to do is talk to Etta. You know Etta?
Yeah, I did talk to Etta, and she recommended I come here. I guess so you all have a say, but if you all say, we trust you, we don't care, goodbye, then I'll leave.
That's literally what's going to happen.
Of course we trust you.
Well,
I know, but I want to do things the right way, just in case.
Your track record's so good that I don't think you need to be put before the scrutiny of the board.
Okay.
What up, Ursula?
Hey, how are you doing?
Ursula, any chance you
What
want
up?
a mask?
Oh, do I need a mask?
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, actually, not you. Siobhan needs one. We don't have one.
Oh, no, I don't have any masks.
Fuck, God damn it. We
I'm
weren't
great. How are you
prepared.
doing,
Oh,
Max?
no.
Hi.
Oh, thank you, Ellie.
Mask. Oh, thank
What's
God.
your name again? Jordan?
Yeah.
Jordan? Jordan?
I think she's thinking really hard about something.
Who is this?
I'm so sorry. Yes,
Yeah, it's
Jordan.
Jordan. Okay.
I was
It is
thinking
Jordan.
really, really hard.
Yeah, that's okay. That happens.
Yeah, my bad.
I think you look like a goddess.
Aww.
I'm so sorry, Mrs. Thoroughbred. I was thinking really hard about something, but you looked great to me, is what I meant to say. Where would be the best place to sit to hear, to take notes for Officer
B03.
Conley,
Thanks
if
for
you need a
subbing.
recommendation? Or to stand, I mean.
Yeah.
So I hear everything.
It's probably the middle of the.
Yeah,
room
middle.
over
Okay.
there.
We'll make sure
right,
everyone's
thanks.
shouting.
Shouting. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Larceny of aftermarket vehicular parts. Also did this one right here. Not that it matters because businesses still have not been accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we forwarded them, right? It's just
Oh my god, did I
stuck
say
in
that
limbo.
out loud? Oh man.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Why did that happen?
No, but your that chair is really squeaky. We're gonna have to get someone. to
Shut
look
up!
Yeah.
Don't make fun of my
super
chair.
squeaky.
I'm sorry, I love
I have
you.
some VD40 if you need.
That's not what it takes.
Yeah.
I need like silicone gel or some shit.
I have some silicone.
Can
I mean,
get
you
some
could probably order
retweets
that
on
from
making fun of
Amazon.
Norman on Twitter?
Yeah, fuck Norman.
I say that's our city council agenda.
Giving me money.
Give you money.
Wow.
Fuck yeah, thank you, Max. That's perfect.
Norman pissed me off.
He pisses me off constantly.
Who?
He's like
Norman.
Okay. What happened?
You know what he did? He did the worst thing that you can ever say to a human being. He said, "Hey,
Oh.
you changed. You were better before."
In what way?
Tell him, Beb. Tell him.
He essentially said, "Oh, you missed the old Siobhan to me."
Yeah. What the fuck's that shit?
I still don't understand the context.
It's it's really not that important.
Well, why did he say you changed? In what way?
I don't know. It was like I said I'm not my own person anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you talk to him?
Nah, he can go fuck himself.
Why do? Sorry, I'm missing something. Why is this coming to me?
No, because you asked, motherfucker.
It was a general comment, it sounds like.
And then you asked me to elaborate.
Norman twatted. It was because it all started
Norman
creating because
twatted, not
Norman
make
did a
fun of
twat.
him.
Sorry, I assumed. Okay, never mind.
All right.
What are we missing?
Malton.
He said he's not
Yeah,
gonna be
he
here.
won't be here. Mhm.
Oh, well then we're ready.
Yes.
Which council meeting is this?
It's
Nine.
nine.
Is it
Isn't
nine?
it 8?
What the
I think it's
fuck?
8, isn't it?
Oh god.
It's 9. Last week was 8.
Shit.
Let's thin the crowd. Andy Jones, please step forward.
Okay, do you want the speed run version or the actual TLDR?
First, why don't you tell us a little bit about your accolades?
My accolades. Hello, I'm Andy Jones, former 3-time champion mayor.
Mm-hmm.
I now live in Polito, and we want to build that up as a town. That's going slowly but surely.
Did you ever embezzle money as the mayor?
You know what? I didn't. I think I was one of the very few, very, very, very clean mayors.
You were. Please continue.
Except for that time Julio shot a dog. That got me in some hot water.
Oh no. That sounds like him.
I have been
Well,
running
about
events since I got here. All those years ago, and I would like to run an event now. And I am asking you, counselors, for $50,000 to supply the prize pool for it. This event is going to consist of 48 contestants competing in challenges and games created by yours truly until there's only one left standing to win the grand prize. The 48 contestants will be randomly
Happy
divided
birthday,
into
Minimal.
teams of 6. 2 of these teams will compete on Monday, another 2 teams on Tuesday, and so on through Thursday. On each of these days, the teams will compete in 5 challenges. The team that wins the most challenges out of the 5 will then compete in a 3v3 internally, and the 3 winners will move on to return on Friday for 5 more games that are now individual based instead of team based. The games on Friday will see the competitors slowly eliminated until we have our winner. The entry fee for this event is $2,000 each, and all of the proceeds will be going towards the purchasing of the warehouse in Polito, which I intend to turn into what you could call a Polito event center, where I would own the space, provide all of the furniture, and not only run my own events there, but also hopefully down the line with approval from the council and business licenses and all that, be able to rent this space out to others who are wanting to create fun and collaborative events or games for the city. My ultimate goal is to use the space to promote the most amount of events and fun for those who are unable to solo grind for $1 million warehouse of their own to use it.
Okay. Questions.
Yep. Answers.
Do you have a? So it's your intention to start a business centered around doing this sort of thing?
Yes. That is my intention down the line. First and foremost, though, is getting the space, because since there are so few warehouses and that is the only one that is out of the city, I imagine that people have their eyes on it. So I don't want to make a pitch to you guys and waste your time before I have an actual space to do this out of.
Okay.
Because if I don't have the space, then the business is moot.
Sure. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
I love events.
If you
Yeah.
guys give money to anyone for this, it
Yes.
should be Andy.
Absolutely.
I'd go for that. Absolutely.
Thank you. I figured, asking for help with the prize pool is a smaller ask than asking for help with buying the building in any capacity. So instead, I'll just run events until I have raised enough money. The building is $800,000. This event alone, if all goes well, which it should, has 48 contestants. I've had like 49 people try out for survival before, so it should be easy enough, especially with 50K. I think that's enough money to get people interested in the event, but not so much to break the economy.
Yep. You have. That's precisely what we would be concerned about. So, yeah, I think that number is fair.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a life-changing amount of money, but it's still enough of a chunk for people to go, ooh, 50K.
Sick. Yeah, like this sort of thing, I feel like we don't need Fed approval for. I think it's more than fair to provide that amount of money for you, because you are a trusted individual who has done this sort of thing before multiple times even. So if the treasurer would like to meet with you after the meeting to get all that set up, or maybe do it right now if she wants to, if she thinks everything's above board, then I think we're all in agreement by the sound.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and I'm more than happy to provide logs of the transfer to the winner afterwards
Hello?
if you guys want records and things like that. So
Just
What
text me your
the
state ID and I'll
fuck
get you the
did
money
you
transferred after
do?
the meeting.
What do
okay, hey,
Marlo?
thanks,
I
guys.
brought you into my home
Enjoy
and
the
you
rest of the
shit
meeting.
on the.
Ew. I'm sure
I lowered crime pay by
I'll call you
15%.
guys.
Bye.
Same as Mayor.
Cletus Cornwood, why don't you have a seat, actually, if you can squeeze in there.
Where's Malton?
Malton is woefully absent at present. It's a very, very draining thing being a council member, you know, so sometimes we just can't make the meetings.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't mind standing.
Okay, fuck it. All right, so Cletus Cornwood is here to talk about something near and dear to his heart, something that he has been working on, presumably, for months now. This isn't a guarantee that it will happen, but rather, I would like to see the fruit of his labors, and I would like for it all to be known to the council at large.
Okay. Well, first things first is what's the best way that I can share my document with y'all?
Omega poggers.
Send it to me and then I'll put it in a council document.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Give me just a second here.
This is exactly what I wanted to happen with Marlo, by the way. Basically, we're going to offer to raise it in exchange for them voting for Siobhan. Dogtown. Hey, where's Bobby Charles? That piece of shit.
He worked hard last night. He's taking the day off. We subbed two intruders we did. It was beautiful. You would have loved it, Max.
No, I heard about it.
Oh, you did?
I honestly, I kind of loved it, kind of didn't love it, but you know, we got a new precedent set, which is you know, no cops go into Dogtown anymore forever.
Hallelujah. Hey, Cornwood. I'm gonna stand over here.
I am a match god.
All right, it's created.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Sure hope this isn't an edit. It's not. Why don't you read out this letter of urgency?
Yeah. So, now a lot of this stuff was written in the past.
Sure.
But a lot of it still stands. Basically, you know, long story short, I mean, shit, I'll just go over the whole damn thing.
Yeah, just read it, bro.
Oh, well, okay. Howdy, esteemed mayor and honorable members of the city council. As a proud son of the great state of Texas and a firm believer in the law of the land in our cherished city of Los Santos, I reckon it's high time I had a word with y'all. With a heavy heart, I come before y'all to speak out against the misguided ways of the LSPD when it comes to our sheriff's office. Okay? Now, I know, listen up, there's been a whole heap of trouble brewing up in our neck of the woods up north. Okay? There's been crime running rampant through the northern stretches, including regions around the Alamo Sea and the Paleto Bay. And us law-abiding folks find ourselves caught in the crossfire.
Pause.
Okay?
Pause.
Okay.
I got a phone call the other night from a concerned little Billy. He was like, Mayor, can you please put an end to the shit juice that my mommy is drinking because she's blind now and she can't take care of me. Moonshine is ruining our communities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, I mean, a little bit would be okay. But the problem is it's unregulated and there's, you know, people are drinking too much of it. Regardless. Don't matter how I grew up, but what does matter is where we are now. So, look, I think it's important that, you know, we go ahead and we take ourselves, okay, who have gotten caught in the crossfire, vulnerable to the whims of these no good outlaws who they ride roughshod all over us. Okay, they know full well that there ain't no sheriff in sight to keep them in check. So it's time that we took matters into our own hands and brought some semblance of law and order back to our community. Okay, so my plan is to establish a satellite operation. So that's going to be the sheriff's office right up there in Sandy Shores. You know, I call it the Little Alamo. And that is going to be our first step toward reclaiming our safety and protecting our way of life. So we want to bring justice to our doorstep, scare off them varmints, you know, round up the wrongdoers and ensure the safety of our kinfolk. All right, mark my words. The Little Alamo ain't just a building, but it's going to be a beacon of hope for our community. A testament to our unwavering commitment to doing right by our neighbors. It's going to give our local lawmen the tools and the backbone that they need to stand tall and defend the good folks of the Alamo Sea area and beyond. So, you know, I ain't saying that it's going to be easy, but there's going to be some hurdles and challenges to face, but I reckon that we're up to the task. So I implore y'all, esteemed leaders to our great city, to stand with us in our fight for justice and lawfulness and make sure the Little Alamo sees the light of day for the betterment of all of us. So in closing, I'd like to band together with grit and determination as we set on this noble mission to secure a brighter and safer future for our community. Together, we're going to stamp out the scourge of crime and pave the way for a Los Santos that we can all be proud to call home.
Desk when he finishes.
Up there in Little Texas. So with the utmost respect and the steadiest of resolves, it's from me, Cletus Cornwood, Esquire.
Okay, questions.
Beautiful.
Bootlegging, huge problem right now. Massive freaking problem. Can you guys do me a quick solid, the cops in the room, and go through and try to, when's the last time you guys caught a bootlegger?
I mean, I have a pending investigation on one. It's
sure,
but he hasn't had the charges pressed on him.
Okay, that doesn't count. I mean,
okay.
The bootlegger behind bars, caught him red-handed, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
We ain't had a bootleg in a long time in Dogtown, Mr. Mayor. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah?
Last person who got bootlegging was the 14th of March. Looks like it was really active before that. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from between the 8th to the 13th. But there ain't been a bootlegging arrest since the 14th of March.
Are you? Does the LSPD have like a county patrol unit or some shit like that?
I mean, no, not officially. No, we got folks that go up there, but nothing official. No.
Okay.
What the hell is Eclipse?
Well, I don't know if you want to hear this.
We can talk about it after. Probably.
Do I know it? Okay. Skip that.
It's your grandson.
Fucking weed.
Oh.
Yeah, there's these two officers that are. Yeah, we'll talk about it after.
All right.
One thing I will say is, without the bootlegging, though, we find a shitload of stills all over the city.
Oh, nice.
Like I can personally vouch that. God, we had at least a couple within the last week off the top of my head that were 10+ stills I know that were found at locations.
Nice. How much moonshine do those produce anyway? Does anyone know? Like one still? Like how much shit juice is that pumping out?
Personally, I have not run any science experiments on
What
it.
do y'all do with them when you find them?
They blow them up, right?
Yeah, we destroy them.
Yeah, we look at the contents. We make sure, is it active? Is there anything inside? And make sure we remove anything, and then we destroy them.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool. Are you guys... For the purpose of record keeping, can you guys start keeping track of like when you do that, by the way?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah, I'm looking at the reports now. I can give you like... Okay, so I said there haven't been a lot of arrests recently. But it seems like that's because they've been finding a lot of stills. So from the time when the last bootlegging arrest was, they've found 15 reports about stills found and destroyed.
Nice.
Nice.
Wait, that's
so
sick.
It seems the problem is getting cut off at the manufacturing level, and that's why the arrests have probably dropped.
So we got the honorable chief of police and the honorable assistant chief of police in the room right now. How would you guys rate your the efficacy of your guys' county patrol right now? Out of like 10. Could it be better? Could it be worse?
Chief, you want me to? For me, for me, it could be better. However, we release officers to go to certain areas within the city, depending on numbers that are on duty. So if there are enough numbers to keep the actual central of Los Santos under control, then we release people to Paleto, over to Cypress Flats, up into Sandy, wherever needs our attention.
Wait, where's Cypress Flats?
Is it old Toyota of
the industrial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where all the new construction sites just went up, just south of there.
Yeah, so the spots move, the hot spots move all over the city for crime.
Okay. Would you guys, I'd like to be onboarded as a cop so I can kind of like watch this for a day and see how it goes. You know, like the fucking dispatch reports and reports.
You mean specifically
cops.
moonshine or just everything?
Everything. I just want to see what it looks like on your guys' end.
Onboarded, or you just want a day ride along?
Onboarded.
I was like MDT access.
Yeah. I will say, actually, no, I don't have to say that. Yeah, I can look through those reports if I want. And that's apart from what we're presenting or what is being presented right now, though. Do you have anything else you want to say about the Little Alamo Sheriff's Office, Cletus Cornwood?
Yeah. I mean, I could talk a lot about. I want to talk about the bullet points. Okay, that document is really an introductory document, and it ain't about all the specifics of the behind the scenes, but it's essentially, shit. I'll just go over the damn thing. How's that sound?
Yeah, read it out loud. Okay. This is being recorded, by the way, for the people of Los Santos, so they can't see what we're looking at. It's important that if there's any information that needs to be said out loud or that is on this that they can't see, then say it out loud.
Okay. I mean, shit. Yeah, I'll just send it. I'll go from there. So, all right. So, the next thing I want to talk about is the establishment of the Little Alamo Sheriff's Office. Now, as an active member of the community here and a very staunch advocate for public safety, myself, Cletus Cornwood Esquire, I'm fixing to pitch here this proposal to advocate for the establishment of the Little Alamo Sheriff's Office in Sandy Shores. So there has been a recent surge, but in reality, it's been, this shit's been going on for a while now. Major amounts of criminal activities. We talked about the moonshine going up in the northern regions. There's also vehicle scrapping, chopping cars. There's people robbing shit. There's illegal marijuana operations. There is all kinds of shit going on up there. And I think we should beef up the law enforcement in that area and really treat that area as a forward operating base. Okay, we open up that sheriff's office. We're going to rope in crime. We're going to protect citizens and ensure the safety and well-being of all the residents of Los Santos. So these are the goals. We're going to kick off the renovations of the Little Alamo Sheriff's Office to give law enforcement the tools to operate and process individuals. So what does this mean? This means that we need to give law enforcement the green light to park and fetch their police vehicles up there with the valet service. Okay,
they can already do that.
We got to give the law enforcement the chance to clock in, clock out of duty. That's something that's already available. We got to, set up the damn, microphone, all the information in the interrogation room so it all works good. We got to give dispatch and other administrative positions there at the sheriff's office the ability to do their job.
They got personal cars.
We got to stock up the armory. We got to set up our forensics lab so that we can swap for DNA, and we can run that shit. We can put it in our serial number system before registering weapons, so that we can safely operate from both inside and outside of the sheriff's office. Okay. And we got to give the jail cells the capacity to hold more than one criminal at a time. I do think there's a little bit of renovation that building. The building is gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but I think there's a little bit of renovation that building needs that I can expand on if y'all want me to, but there's some of that as well. Point 2.
I've read what he is presenting right now.
Thank you.
You're free now. Hi, ma'am.
Hi, Max.
Wait, who is that?
Oh, Shira.
Oh, what's up?
Hi. What's going on?
What are you waiting for someone in particular out here?
I'm waiting for Nakota to call me and to talk to you guys about PD Toe.
Oh, well, why don't you come wait inside? You don't have to wait out here.
I don't want to interrupt.
You're not interrupting. Doesn't really matter. It's all
If some
public
shit
anyway.
happens at y'all's houses, then y'all are going to want to have law enforcement capable of being able to respond quickly. Not only that, but if some shit happens, they can find a suspect, take him to the sheriff's office, even if they're part of the LSPD or the sheriff's office, it don't matter. But that building is open and operational so that we can process folks up there instead of having to go all the way down to MRPD and then all the way back up.
Good work,
which
mods.
Then increases the wear and tear to our vehicles, increasing our costs. And it also reduces the amount of time that we're out there on patrol, which again reduces our presence, which again leads to more crime happening to good people of this city. It's all a snowball effect. But and a bunch of these little changes is going to help to strengthen the entire community, okay, and really focus on community policing by building a positive relationship between law enforcement and the residents there. That's going to promote trust, cooperation. There's going to be a mutual respect. So we need to go out there and let's roll out proactive strategies and initiatives to keep criminals on their toes. Okay, you want to beef up that patrol. You want to keep an eye out with surveillance and have targeted enforcement operations. Let's set up a sting op. Now, like Ruby said, like Assistant Chief Ruby York said, we're currently not really capable to do that all the time because there's shit happening in the city, and we gotta make sure units are down there, and we gotta keep that presence in the city. However, part of the reason why that's such a strong point that we have to keep units in the city is because if we do have to respond to something up north, then it takes so long to process somebody by going back and forth and all that shit that it reduces our presence overall, and then it makes it to where we can't take that risk, right? What if some shit goes down when you're up north and we need somebody down there, or we need somebody down south? So being able to go up there, process a guy, send it back is way the hell more efficient for everybody. And hey, sure as shit, I mean, we talked about folks living up there. I mean, I think I ain't gonna put words in y'all's mouths, but I think you'd probably be lying, Mr. Simone, if you didn't want to have a nice diner or some restaurant, some shit up there in Polito for you to be able to go and grab a bite to eat instead of having to come all the way down to the city to go get some senior buns and some stuff at the food plaza, right?
Wait, what? When? Hold on.
Well, what I'm saying is there's going to be
Sandy Shores Sheriff's Office.
Sure, but I mean it's going to work as a forward operating base for us to be able to respond more quickly to shit up north, regardless, whether it's in Sandy Shores, Polito, Grapeseed, whatever it is. So now now it reduces the amount of time that we have to drive in order to be able to go and process somebody.
What restaurant in Polito?
Well, what I'm saying is businesses are going to happen, ain't they? I mean, somebody is going to be having a business up in Polito at some point. So it's closer to go to Sandy from Polito, or if somebody's going to have some kind of business up in Sandy, surely at some point that's going to happen, right?
I think what Cornwood was trying to say is that the increased police presence is going to build up the community so that businesses will want to open there eventually. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cornwood.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Am I wrong here?
Max?
Regardless of whenever shit does or doesn't happen.
Wrong about what?
My point is that people need to feel safe, whether there's businesses up there or whether there's people living up there.
Wrong about what? I wasn't listening. I'm just reading.
Oh my god.
Oh, I get this. I understand everything that is required and blah, blah, blah.
I just think businesses will want to open up there eventually because the police presence will help build up the community.
Yeah, one day when businesses
Eventually, one day
when they're approved.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, we can get to that point.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
Someday.
Regardless of all that shit, my point is if we have a place up there that we can help people, so we can go up there, we can process folks, all that shit. This whole idea.
So what are some other
of the sheriff's office open? It ain't some damn division where we're gonna split our numbers in two or any of that. It is let's open up the office. Let's have a sheriff's election. We can go. We can have a sheriff go open up that office, and then they go through the process of let's get the uniforms set up. Let's go through the building. You know, make a few touch-ups here and there if we need to, and go from there. It's not going to be like a hey, overnight. Hey, half of the current PD is now part of the sheriff's office, and half the current PD is a part of the LSPD, and now y'all only patrol here and y'all only patrol there. That's some bullshit, right? I think you know, excuse my language, but I think it's pretty clear that would be some bullshit, and it ain't going to work that way. But I think what would work well is if we treat that building as a forward operating base and we are able to expand our presence up north, right? So it starts with the sheriff, and then that sheriff would work on transfer application and all that. That's more behind the scenes shit. I mean, I don't know if y'all want to hear all that now. But this ain't something that's been
misdemeanors on violent felonies. Good idea.
The way that I foresee this thing playing out, it ain't nothing but an opportunity for us to really expand our presence up north and to serve the people of the city better.
So, okay. I see what you're saying about it helping to expedite processing and whatnot. But does creating a new department even, I mean, is it necessary? Can't we just have the building be, you know, modified to accommodate what's necessary? I mean, aren't we still trying to bolster the roster?
So there's two parts to this. I think you make a really good point about building a new department and, you know, moving away from the LSPD. And that's not necessarily what this is. I'm a big believer in having one unified police department that is, you know, this is one chain of command. You know, you are going to have your sheriff and all that, but they're going to work in tandem. They're going to work together. They're not going to be, you know, I mean, obviously, you know,
what's the chain of command then?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. How would that break down for you?
I mean, it'd be, you'd have the same, you'd have just like a deputy being an officer in the, an officer in the LSPD would be like a deputy in the sheriff's office. You'd have the same sort of coinciding position.
How does the sheriff play in compared to the?
Yeah, exactly.
I think the sheriff would probably be on the same level as the chief of police.
I don't like it like this.
I mean, that shit. I'm not.
I like
I'm not
targeting
100%.
specific crimes. I think
so. It's not a unified chain of command. Then.
Well, no, they'd work together though. They'd work in tandem, and then eventually, I mean, this is a whole thing. I mean, I think that if I have like let's say a lieutenant, if I have a lieutenant that says something who's a part of the LSPD, like, hey, go do this thing, deputy so and so, then that deputy listens to that lieutenant in the LSPD. If there is an issue with an officer and then they have to be striked for it, right? They have to receive a DAP, a great word, then that is something that somebody can push forward as a part of the LSPD. Now, I think all disciplinary action should be talked about amongst the leadership, and they should approach the punishment for that individual properly, right? But whether your LSPD command or BCSL command or LASL command or whatever the hell it's called, then I mean you're still a part of the same chain of command.
So if a deputy responds to a scene in the city,
okay,
and an LSPD command deems it appropriate to discipline them, how does that work for the sheriff then? Does he just sit there and go, "Yep, sounds good"?
Can you give me can you expand on that? Just give me like a scenario.
One of your deputies, if you're the sheriff, let's say hypothetically, goes to a scene in the city, and then your deputy, let's say executes a pit maneuver, and a command member on scene from the LSPD believes that it was excessive and daps them. You as the sheriff disagree with that LSPD command member. How does that shake out?
I mean, I don't think that command member should be just putting the punishment forth right then and there. I don't think that's appropriate. I think the command member should bring it up to the other leadership and say, "Hey, this happened. How do y'all want to approach this?" And I do think if somebody is in the city doing some shit, I mean, it don't matter where you are. You're still You're still a police officer, and whether you're a sheriff, whether you're in the sheriff's office or whether you're in the city, people still are going to look at you the same way. Hey, that guy's either a part of the police department or he ain't. Whenever you're operating with folks in the city. So to me, it's all one chain of command, right? So yeah, I mean, absolutely. If somebody does some shit, in the
Cornwood, I'm gonna in all fairness, I don't think you answered that question. What would happen?
Well, I mean, they get in trouble for it.
Like you stress.
Yeah, but who? You said one chain of command. So why does the LSPD command member need to talk to the sheriff's office?
Oh no, I think they talk to. I mean, they just take it up the chain.
From what I'm understanding,
yeah,
Cornwood is saying that basically the command member who deems it inappropriate and worthy of punishment would then take it to all of command, who would then discuss it, and then they would dole out the punishment as agreed upon by all. Is that correct, Cletus?
Right.
Okay.
So what happens if you and the chief disagree?
I mean, in that scenario, again, these are things that, like, I'm not like, hey, we have to do this plan the exact way that I'm saying. But what I believe is if you have like a tiebreaker, the tiebreaker would probably come down to being the department. I also think, I mean, this is the original plan for how I wrote this thing out was under the assumption that we would probably end up having like a commission or something overseeing everything altogether. So.
Wait, what?
But that's what I'm saying. That's why when it comes to that side of things, the behind the scenes specifics of that, then that's stuff that I'm not 100% dead set on anything. I want to do whatever's best for the PD and whatever's best for the city.
So, if sheriff is on the same level as chief of police, would they be enacted in the same way? Would it be names put forth for the federal government to decide? Is that your thought process?
I think the sheriff should be an election. I mean, that's how they do it in most cities, but that's y'all's decision. That's just my opinion. Don't matter on that.
It should be election. It will be an election.
Internally or
depends, I guess.
So wait, this is happening?
Maybe. It depends. Honestly,
but
you said will. Why are we discussing this if it's already happening?
No. What?
You said it will be an election.
Yeah, it will be an election when it happens.
Right. So if it's a when and not an if, then
why
this isn't a pitch, right?
Yeah.
This is an announcement or a pitch?
Cletus Cornwood is describing to all of you right now his vision for a sheriff's office operating out of the center of Los Santos or San Andreas or whatever, the fucking island. Okay, that's it. Eventually, a sheriff will be elected. These two things are not the same.
What you're saying, like hypothetically.
So a sheriff is happening no matter if we open the office or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, be it of this of the LASO or maybe the BCSO comes back or maybe the Maximilian Thoroughbred Sheriff's Office opens up. Eventually there will be a sheriff because there needs to be a strong and concrete county presence eventually. Okay, we can't just have cops operating out of the city when there is a rampant crime problem on 80% of the island that isn't the city.
No, I mean, nobody's arguing that. It's just we're trying to understand why another department is necessary if the LSPD hasn't even been built up yet.
Counterpoint, what does it matter? How does having two different departments even affect anything?
Again, it's not another
confusion.
It's adding
There's a
more
couple
cooks in the
things.
kitchen.
Yeah, more cooks in the kitchen is a big one.
How?
Isn't this adding kitchens?
Yeah, it's literally just another kitchen.
I mean, we could just
That's
open
not
up the
what's being
building.
described, right? He's
Yeah.
saying it's all the same chain of command, so it's not adding kitchens. And if it's adding
Well, I
kitchens,
mean, it's
that's a
think of
whole
it as
other step.
franchising. You know, it's like, we got McDonald's here and then
franchise a
McDonald's
police
there.
department that only a couple of weeks ago we were saying completely wasn't functional.
And is the federal government okaying the funding to make all of this happen, or are y'all planning on fundraising to have all of that implemented?
The locks were changed up there recently.
Really?
I mean, the building is it just need like that place needs like running water and internet and some shit. I mean, there's a few things that I would like to add up there. I would love to expand on that if y'all want me to. But as far as money goes, just the bottom line is this: if the state doesn't want to help pay for it, I mean that's we have a lot of other budgetary issues that Nakota can talk about.
Look, the whole Cornwall, allow me. Okay, pretending that opening up a sheriff's office is anything more than a cop wearing a different uniform with a different rank title is insane. They will continue to work together. County officers will be in Los Santos proper, probably assisting with necessary calls. They're going to be using the same radio frequency. They're probably going to be getting the same guns from the same armory, so on and so forth. This too many cooks in the kitchen shit, it just doesn't fly.
Well, I mean, Alan was just bringing up the point as like, you know, when it comes to disciplinary actions, like who gets the final say if they're, you know, if the two highest command can't come to an agreement, like who, you know, then how exactly, you know, are those situations like that? We're just asking questions.
Okay. Don't know, but we will know eventually. Once again, this was just Cletus Cornwood presenting his vision for the LASO.
I know, because
Cornwood,
I agree. Having a station further up north would be great, and it would help expedite processing. So, and in that much, I do agree.
I think when Cornwood was originally working on this too was underneath the original iteration of the police continuity plan, which did envision a commissioner, right, rather than a chief of police. So I think that, you know, obviously would need to be, it needs some adapting for the current status quo. I just wanted to share that because I know that seems confusing with the chain of command questions, but
Yeah,
it was conceived underneath the original iteration of the police continuity plan.
Right. Yeah, and I mentioned that earlier. That's why I was saying like
Gotcha,
the behind the scenes stuff. That stuff we can talk about, you know, internally as a part of the police department, how we want to get that figured out.
Right.
But
well, we got two of the most important people on the subject in the room right now. Fortunately, we got Ruby York, Barrick Johnson. Do you believe that your operations would be impacted negatively by the institution of another police department?
Day-to-day basis, like operations, no, but from like a structural standpoint, I witnessed what happened years ago, and that is my only fear.
What happened years ago?
If there's not a strong enough foundation and you rip away the pillars of said foundation, the whole thing is going to fall down, and you start over.
Who are the pillars? Right, I mean, obviously you and the Ash Chief, right? But like, what's the scenario that you're afraid of happening? Like, who are you afraid of leaving the LSPD and joining a new department? And
I mean, the reality is, a lot of people will want to go.
Why?
Because a lot of people would love to be up north. Like, it's just, it is a reality.
Okay. Yeah, there's a certain allure to, you know, wide brim hat. You know, what were the colors of LASO? It was white and blue, right, or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we can work on all that.
Nice spittoon, by the way. Yeah. Okay.
No, that wasn't me. That was back there.
Oh. Yeah, I feel like we're kind of getting off of subject here. The issue of, who gets the final say in, a dispute between a potential future sheriff and chief of police, and they can't decide on something, blah, blah, blah. That's something that will have to be hammered out, but once again, it has no bearing on what Cornwood wanted to present to us. He's a cop. He's a guy. He's an old guy, old cop. This is his vision for what he could see operating in and out of Sandy Shores. And I want to thank you for presenting this to us finally.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know I had a lot of
Good
questions,
presentation, Cornwood.
Yeah, I mean,
obviously
if
put a lot of work into this.
yeah, I mean, if you had more questions about the nitty gritty, just ask me. I can talk about it later.
Will do. Thank you, Cletus.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cornwood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dogtown, what up?
Hey, Cornwood, I love that. I just want to say something. Dogtown would love for the last show to be established. We could use some northern neighbors. It gets quiet up there. Anyway, I've come here today to forward a few names to work under me in Dogtown, which has been running really, really good and efficiently recently. With just 2 people. Now imagine what we could do with 10 times that.
Did Bobby find his gun that got robbed on him up there?
Bobby's
Why you
gun.
got a taser on your wife?
Oh well, it's not real. It's
a prop.
I bought it from a toy. Yeah,
Don't say
it's a
that.
prop. The real taser is in the
Oh,
prison.
no.
God damn it, Max.
Crane's gonna lose his mind.
So, does anybody have any the police directing this at the police? Do you guys have any qualms with how I'm operating the prison? Just want to get this out the way. Thank you.
I already addressed everything. To catch up the rest of the council, there's been a recent spate of I don't know what we're gonna call it, confusion, willful ignorance, or maybe just flat out disregard for the policies that we've laid out for both the DOC and the PD to understand. I've attempted to correct those confusions, we'll call them. Most recently, there was something where Cornwood and Sultan went into the airlock of the prison with full PD equipment and guns, and Bobby and Carmine relieved them of those things. Due to other incidents in the past where PD went in with guns and forcibly took back a baton or some shit, I don't remember. I've effectively volunteered to mediate any of those disputes in the future. However, they should not exist because I have told both parties, what to expect and the limits therein. So hopefully that is resolved. And Bobby and Carmine are very clear on hot pursuit and people using the prison as a safe haven to run out warrants and things of the like.
We've got a clear understanding of the legislation. I hope all other parties involved also take a double take on it, so they know what they can and can't do inside Dogtown. I want to work with you guys. I want to make that clear. I do. I really do. We got to work together in this city to make things work. Which is why I want Cornwood to have his whole lasso department thing. Because I feel like us Northerners, we get along better. These city folk, they don't understand how we do things out in the boonies.
Yeah, that's a great way to. It's a great way to put things, Carmine.
Okay, so the list of hopeful candidates that I've already approved, but now needs your approval. I'll start. Individual number 1's name is Chris King. He is a media personality, known for flossing on a stage. Also plays Fortnite occasionally.
Cool.
I've checked his record.
Yeah, it's pretty extensive.
That's a hell of a record, jeez.
Holy.
So,
criminal possession of government equipment.
What makes you think?
That's
What
a
makes you?
concern.
What makes you think this Zoomer piece of shit is a good fit for the?
Yeah, what?
For Dogtown. Just tell me a little bit about him.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
He's great at cranking 90s. He has initiative, and he's won a couple world championships. You know, Dogtown has got winners. We could use some more. Maybe we can teach the guys on the outside how things should be done. And I feel like he's got gusto. That's why I want Chris on the team.
Okay. Does he have any experience?
Yeah, he's killed people.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got reckless endangerment.
Yeah.
So clearly he can care for others.
Assault with a
And
deadly.
kidnapping.
A lot of great things here.
Yeah.
Listen, it takes a man with a broken mind to fix a broken system. In the words of my predecessor, Bash. Okay. Some of these tools I bring to you today, they're not going to be the best. I understand. You're going to have negative opinions about it, but I'm telling you, these people have worked in there with me, and I've selected them from a long list of hopeful candidates.
Did you say they've already worked in there?
Yes, pro bono.
Well, yeah. This is just to get them hired formally.
Oh,
I mean, because Carmine and Bobby can let in whoever they want. It's not like, you know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But why should this guy be hired on formally?
Carmine, we're not putting
what sets
violent
that apart?
felonies on the state payroll. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just gonna shut that part down real quick.
Well, you know what? How about this? We're gonna go home. We're gonna go home. We're gonna go to people the mayor is familiar with.
Okay.
Brick the Wall. You know him. Who's part of your security team.
Brick
He's a
Shatowski.
good man. Brick Shatowski. That's the man.
Does he have any violent felonies?
No, he doesn't.
I don't think so.
He doesn't have a
clean
record.
Yeah.
That's a miracle he doesn't have a
Wait, no,
record.
That's because I was his lawyer.
Oh, good shit.
Would you like for me to go through the list of why he should get a job?
Well, he's an ex-cop, so I
Yes,
I
he's an
back him.
ex-cop
Actually.
and-
Well,
Yeah, I think that's good. But
let's be clear. Sorry for cutting off, Kendra.
oh, you're right.
Our vision for Dogtown it does not hinge upon someone's ability to actually like do that job. it's a containment center for people like
Well, he
you,
could.
for people like Brick Shatowski, for people who I just don't want to
I
talk
don't
to.
want to see Brick's face ever again. So
Also, you
For
can
For
call
now,
it
it's a
whatever you
containment
want,
center.
Carmine, but we're not officially changing the name.
Yeah, I know.
Just so
I
we're
know.
clear.
You know what? I get it, Mayor. Dogtown was a strain, a sore in your eye, a little piece of fluff that you wanted out the way. That was
No, I love
You didn't
I love Brick. I love Brick. I do.
I think that's actually a really good one. Yeah.
But I plan on making it great, and I feel like Brick in the equation will make it great.
Agreed.
You know, his #1 hit
Yeah.
single, Love Song. I don't know if you've heard it. It's
I've
beautiful.
heard it.
I have.
Heard it, man.
Actually, really good.
All right.
I've heard it many times, yes.
So, yay on Brick?
I'm good with it.
Provided, honestly,
But two
Words.
Alan, what do you think? What do you think, Alan? I almost said Nathan.
I don't much mind if they don't have a record. I mean, look, I think obviously we need to put like a limit on the amount of hiring we do and all that. But if they're clean, I mean, I don't really fucking care, you know.
Okay, fuck it. All right, good.
My vision is right now we'd limit it to like maybe like 6 guards or something. 6 paid positions seems like reasonable.
I plan on doing an academy with all these people, so they're not just gonna. I have a whole boot camp regiment started out. Me and Bobby do. Okay,
Oh,
so
wow.
they're not all gonna survive it. So the list will thin itself out. But these are just,
Oh.
you know, just so you guys know, just so I know who you're okay with.
Okay.
Next one is former security guard Gary Cubbon. You might have seen him working senior bunch as a security operative. No felonies. Doesn't even have a record. The man's a fucking ghost.
How do you spell his last name?
Profile.
K-E-B-U-N.
Oh, he doesn't have.
Well,
Yeah, this person doesn't have a
you need
profile.
to get their information for us to be able to
Yeah,
hire
I got.
them,
I
so-
have it. I have his state ID.
What's his state ID?
1259.
And you remember how I got you and Bobby hired? I need the same thing from all your hires.
All right, understood. Supreme Justice.
Shocker Storm.
You're
I'm
probably-
keeping a document, by the way, for the council that is like the approved guards or whatever.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, that. Thank you.
yay or nay on him? Do you need any background? You want me to go into his traits, what he's like?
Let's table this guy for now.
Okay.
What does that mean?
It means you can
And
come
set
talk
it
to
to
us
the
next
side
week.
for right now.
Okay. All right.
Well, you said you only had 2 names also, and it sounds like you're about to say number 4.
4. Hey, get comfortable. I heard these meetings are long. Scotty Bard. He likes
That's the
feet.
foot guy.
Oh, Scotty
Oh,
foot
the
guy.
foot guy.
Oh, I'll get him away. Yeah.
Oh wait, we can shove him in the prison. That's
Yeah,
I
you
don't
want
wanna-
him in there, right, guys?
Yeah.
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 Scotty Triple Dark.
Yeah,
You know, since we're going through the list of
I'm
people
like-
we want locked away, you know, out of our sight, you that are sore on society, I'm gonna throw it out there, Mr. K. Come on, guys, let's get a yay.
Oh, I said no.
Throw that
violent
guy in
felonies.
dog
No
pound.
violent
Keep him there.
felons.
Crane
Yeah.
literally just said no violent felons, Carmine.
Yeah, you
So no.
you and
Yeah,
Bobby.
I'm pretty sure that he shot me. So there you go.
You and Bobby, we made an exception for you guys because honestly, we felt that you guys had no chance of operating in like normal society. So we were willing to overlook your violent felonies in order to give you this operation because we knew that you guys had it in you to make it something great. But, you know, we can't
Are
really
you
justify
proud of
it.
us, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, I am proud of you. I really am.
You probably thought we're gonna fail. Odds against us. Minimalist budget. Hey, Cornwood, you could never survive on our budget.
And just for the record,
my gosh.
Bobby
I'm putting
did
it
get
out
an
there.
expungement.
Yeah, he got
so
an
they actually
expungement,
don't
so
have
neither.
violent felonies.
Wait,
I was
Carmine,
thinking the same thing.
Carmine, you,
Fucking Soren.
Carmine has
Nope,
none.
Carmine only has
Oh.
assault and battery.
Yup.
Good shit.
Yup.
Cool.
Neither of them are violent
Marlo
felons, man.
deserved it.
Yeah.
all right, then
Yeah, we
we'll-
can apply that
Probably,
standard.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
Nice, good. Okay, nice.
Ooh.
Cool.
They hate to see me shining.
No,
Next,
I love to see you shining, dog.
Chess.
Chastanisberg, Andersonus, Bergensen.
Yes, that's
What
my
in
boy.
the
I call him
hell?
Chester.
Are you serious?
I really don't like the Swedes.
He's American. He's American. He's American.
Can
He's
I get a
American.
spelling check on that,
Fuck
please?
Sweden.
Yeah, I can spell it.
Can you
His
spell
state
enough of it
ID
that I
is
can find it?
9525.
Just put
Yeah.
Berg in.
You just put Berg, you can find out.
Holy last name.
Chastanisberg, Andersonus, Bergensen. It's not that hard.
I would be for this guy. My wife and I know him
me too.
personally.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
I think he's a good fit for you guys.
He's a perfect fit.
will
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've
the
ran into
mayor.
him a couple times. I can see that.
Okay. Next, Villager the Pillager.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like
Villager.
Villager.
Villager the Pillager.
I like Villager.
Background on him
Yeah.
is
Oh, he's clean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2525.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't talk much,
Mhm.
but I mean, if you just need, you know, a guard who will stand there, I think he'd do a great job. Yeah,
You haven't seen him in
he'd block their
action. That's
way.
why you say that.
I
No,
know.
honestly, I think he'd be good.
I know Villager. Villager.
Police
sorry.
force would be lucky if they had him.
Well, he doesn't speak English, so.
Yeah,
I'd
Villager.
have you know, me and him have sat in a room and we've talked about the financial and economic status of this world.
No,
He's
you
very
talked to
learned.
him about it, and he said,
You probably spoke at him a lot. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the financial structure and status of the world then, Carmine?
Communism is the solution.
"Wrong,
Power to the
Oh.
people.
wrong."
Okay.
That's not what I was
Power to
expecting.
the working class.
That's crazy.
Death to the bourgeois will eat their
What?
bones and the
Oh my
royalty. The
goodness.
blue.
Oh my.
Thanks.
Hey, that's my personal opinions. I have a professional station. I'm the Baron.
I was gonna say, did you just call for death of everyone in this room?
Wow.
I mean, I'm in this room, so.
That's a good point.
You are.
There you go.
Next, Justin DeMarco. No felonies. Regular guy. Good guy. J Money. Owns a couple properties. And I need someone to help me wrangle the bunch.
Are you kind
He'll
of
be a
going in
good
order
lieutenant.
of the people you want here, just to make sure you don't like go over the limits Crane said there? Like no, top
I
priority
didn't.
first to lower
I want to.
priority?
We're gonna
spoke to all
write
these-
this list, and then you're gonna,
Oh, then
pick
pick
6
from
of them
there?
from your
Okay, yeah.
academy or whatever.
Easy.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean he's
Yeah.
clean. I can't see his photo. I don't know who this
Yeah,
guy
I don't
is.
know who that is. So, but yeah, it's no record.
It,
Okay, next
Has
is.
a bunch of vehicles. I don't know what that means. There you go.
You know what? I have a video I want to show you for this next candidate. You probably have never met him. This
Thank you,
video
Elon.
is all you need to know about him. It's about Dogtown, so it's relevant.
Okay.
His name is
All right.
Winslow Jackson. How do I send it to all of you?
The Gubs, thanks for subbing.
Send
Don't
it to
worry,
me
it's
and
not
I'll
a
put it in
Rickroll.
our meeting thing.
Perfect. I'll do that. There it is. His creative genius. You all watching it?
Yep.
Where is it?
It's in the email chain.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right.
Hold on. Where is it?
Welcome to hell, bitch. Also known as Dogtown. Sure hope you're excited, because things have gotten a whole lot better around here. For us, within these gates, you are no longer a person. You all now have one name, and that name is Maggot. The first rule of being a maggot is that you are a maggot. You will refer to yourself as such. For example, instead of saying, I would like some free time, try saying, the maggot would like some free time. Rule 2. Any maggot caught walking in places they don't belong will be shot. Sneaking around behind a guard, shot. Walk into the moat, shot. Want to try and go up on the catwalk, you're gonna get
Really
shot.
well done.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Rule 3. Keep the
Dan
ladies'
likes
in
Dogtown.
mind.
That was
we
very
see one of
illuminating
you
and
fuckers
very
walking
well,
around without the sun over you.
very well done.
Well, you get it.
Nakota, out with it. You obviously have something with our procedures. Say it. What is it?
I'm
What's
gonna
your
leave the
problem
room
with
so I
how
can-
we
I enjoyed the-
operate in
Oh my
Dogtown,
God.
Nakota?
Compliment to Carmine.
I'm gonna leave the room so we can finish watching it.
One of you fuckers walking around without the sun over yous, well, you get it. We will tell you how to feel. We will tell you how to eat. We will tell you how to breathe. Say goodbye to your dignity, because this is your life now in Dogtown.
Why is it called Dogtown? Yeah, that was amazing.
Next one is, well, he's right here. Timo Grön. He's from Finland. He's one of Max's most trusted security operatives.
Mm-hmm.
And I stole him from him.
Yeah, that's
And
fine.
I turned him on him.
Yeah, we got a lot of violent felonies on this
Attempted
record.
murder of a government employee.
But his
No.
character. But his character.
No.
Max,
then
you
he
know
can
him. You
get
can
an
attest to
expungement.
this.
Yeah.
Nope.
3
What?
times driving while intoxicated?
Huh?
That shouldn't be illegal.
Well, he is Finnish.
Oh,
None of these
I-
things
I
stop
don't get
him
the
from
references
helping
from
us
Europe. I'm
inside
sorry.
Dogtown.
Again.
Then he can help
A
you.
violent felon.
Just
No.
not be hard on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Max, you're not gonna say anything.
Bro,
He served you
our
well.
standard
It's the
is
one
no
Yeah.
felon.
Expungement.
Carmine, I am not
Expungement.
hiring a violent felon to the state payroll.
I'm sorry.
That
Now,
said,
you control the prison. You can just have him walk in and work for you.
Hey, important.
Yep.
We are going to be introducing an alternative to the expungement program today. that will probably pass, that will make it easy for someone like Timo, who probably has not committed any crimes in the last X amount of days or whatever, to get a cheaper expungement. So, what was it, like 30 days, 50,000 or some shit?
I think that's my suggestion, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, you got $50,000, Timo?
No.
Tell you what, bro, I'll help you out.
Oh, that's nice.
But,
But then you gotta not commit more of those. Just remember that.
I don't think I have committed any in 30 days.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. You should be fine.
He is not. I just looked.
Yeah, we.
Thank you, Alan.
I will say, if Timo had no violent felonies, then yeah. So you know, we'll work on this expungement stuff today. We'll figure out where he's at, and then I think it's safe to say if he gets an expungement, you could probably hire him on afterwards.
Okay. Update. The list is 80% complete. Good news. So I got just a couple more names. Nobody fucking freak out.
So
You're
far,
here for
I
4
have
hours
Brick
anyway.
Shatowski, Gary Cabin, Scotty Bard, Chastanisberg, Vil Adger, and Justin Marco.
Okay.
Winslow Jackson.
Winslow, yeah,
Oh, yeah, Winslow Jackson.
Is that the guy who made the video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yo, give that guy a raise, dog.
Oh, that's not up to me, Mr. Mayor. It's not up to me.
I mean, you can, get a bonus, give him a bonus, with the way that you're handling the funding so well, right, Carmen?
Well, that's private affairs, Dogtown affairs.
Sure, of course.
Next on the list, I mean, he probably falls in the same bracket as Timo, but Eugene Zuckerberg.
Absolutely.
LOL.
Oh, I hate
We'll move on.
Thank you.
Gregory Johnson, former cop, who did the right thing and got pushed aside. And guess what? Dogtown takes care of good LEOs.
I thought you hated cops.
Yeah.
Oh, me? No, I don't hate cops.
Bobby definitely does.
Oh yeah, Bobby. I used to be a cop. I used to be the
Carmine, I'm
commander
aware.
of the
You
Unified Police
FTO'd
Force.
me. I'm aware.
Some people forget.
I remember too. You used to lie to me in court all the time.
Oh
It was
my
great.
god.
He actually did a really good job. I'm gonna be honest. So to be
He
fair,
did
to
not do a good job on the line. Just so we're clear.
I agree with Alan.
him. Well, FTOing me specifically.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
I'm for hiring him. He doesn't have any violent felonies. If that's someone you want to work with.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants it, yeah.
Okay. Richard Wyochik, 3235 state ID.
Ideas.
Cameraman. Creepy. You probably don't want him on the streets.
Oh, this guy.
Oh yeah, this guy's creepy.
Yeah,
Oh,
let
yeah,
me
get him
take
out of here. Yeah.
Let me take him. Good. All right.
Please, yes.
Take him, please.
I'm gonna say these. They fall
No
under the
violent
Timo
felonies,
bracket as
okay.
well, but I'm gonna say the names regardless. Vivek Ramaswamy, the mayor we never had, and Lila Foker, his right hand supporter.
They still have
no.
violent
Back to the
felonies, yeah.
violent felony thing.
Yeah, I know.
table
I know.
them
I just
for the
wanted to put it out
But
there.
if they can't get expungement, yeah.
Accomplice to first-degree murder.
Yeah.
Attempted. Excuse me.
That was yeah.
That was
That
a kink
was a
thing.
big case back then.
It was
Oh,
not a.
kink
It was
thing.
literally not a king.
It's not a king thing, no.
I would know.
I mean, if it was, then
It was
I wonder
not.
where the tape came from.
No, it definitely wasn't.
okay.
I wonder where that tape came from. The one they used in that courtroom. I do wonder.
They came from the police department.
Oh, it did? It
Yep.
did?
Sure did.
God, I love our police force. Next, I want Siobhan to be vetoed out of voting on this one. Vingle Dan. Vingle Dan.
Well, I actually, I support that.
He gets hired
What?
no matter what.
Yeah, isn't
Yeah,
he
he's
auto
a
hired?
done.
Yeah.
He's a done.
Yeah, he's auto hired.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
you don't need our permission. You just tell me to hire him.
okay, well, that's
Do they matter with violent
Dan's
felonies? 'Cause
nope,
they
nope.
definitely have.
Dan's
Okay,
and Littleman
perfect.
are the
Alright.
exceptions. They're pre-approved.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yep. Then fuck it. Fine with me.
okay. That's the list. I do have other matters I want to bring up very briefly.
Sure.
Number one, I thought I'd approach the police force on this, but I think it's a council matter.
Okay.
Is there a way that a system can be implemented when there are DOC guards working, like me and Bobby, that criminals are offered less fine for more time, so we don't have people stand up for 8 minutes and are standing there with our dicks in our hands wondering what we can get this person to do for 8 minutes.
Unless I'm misremembering, fines never adjusted.
Yeah.
That is not
fines
possible.
can't be. Yeah, fines can't be adjusted.
It is outside of the police discretion.
You know what you could do? You could trick them into agreeing to staying longer.
Yeah, fuck it.
Last time that happened, I had the fucking. Last time that happened, the cops were at my door ready to fucking breach my walls, thanks to Conan Clarkson.
Oh, well.
I would have killed every last one of you. For the sanctity of Dogtown, I'd have you know, we were prepared.
But you didn't.
Rookies of the lot. Yes, you were.
Watch
You were
what you say,
lucky Craig
Carmine.
pulled you off.
Watch
You
what
were
you say.
so lucky.
Oh.
All right, and I only had 6 bullets in my gun, but I had a warrior spirit. Next thing, recently, me and Bobby realized that our pay got ducked.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, a little bit.
What's up with that?
I don't know. Just waiting to see what you guys make, and if it's something great, then I'm going to raise it back up.
Don't you think the product we've provided for you right now? Well, you know, Nakota, what do criminals say when you send them up to Dogtown? Do they scream and piss their pants and say, "No, please don't send me"? God, no, I'll stop. Have I not helped in your equation?
I will say I have had people say, "Oh fuck, shit, I have to go back up there with Bobby and Carmine now, don't I?"
I believe that has earned me a pay bump. I'm fixing the system.
All right. I'll bump it back up.
And I would like to motion for equal pay to the officers, because we do just the same, if not more work than they do.
I don't know
and
about
it's just
that.
2 of us. It's
What's your pay now, Carmine?
like $1,000 a full, $1,500 a full day. We got fucked recently. I thought it was inflation.
Wait, for 8 hours you're getting 1,500?
No. Okay, look, if there's one rule that I know that's true about this city, it is never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, take someone's word anecdotally for how much they make.
Yeah.
Because everyone's wrong and everyone lies and everyone's full of shit.
True.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Never,
bad at math.
Ever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll figure out how much you're making, and if it's extraordinarily low, we could probably see about a pay raise.
We also have a few functional issues inside Bolingbrook. The main one, and I know you said that, we made it very clear, Crane, that we get no help from the council, but this is a huge issue that we don't have a solution for, and it's forced us into barbarism and just killing the weak. We don't have medical equipment to see the people's bleeding and broken bones. We just leave them there to die.
Yep. The local EMS can help them after.
Yeah, you have local EMS for the actual prisoners, right?
They'll drop them back off. Yeah.
And you're staunch on that?
Yes.
No wiggle room.
Yep.
And last thing, when
Oops, sorry.
hey,
my bad.
Where was I? Last point. I understand when contraband enters prison, that is under lawless rule and might makes right. So if I take it, I should be able to keep it. If an officer enters my domain with their equipment, why must it be returned to them?
Well,
because they shouldn't have gone in, and I was correcting an error on both sides. Number one, you and Bobby baited them knowing you were going to take their shit. So first of all,
miscommunication on both our parts.
Shut up, never mind. So first of all, you guys think you're clever, whatever. Good on you. Okay, the cops were dumb for going in there, and yes, Cletus, that was dumb of you. And Aziz with their guns. That being said, they now know not to do that, and you now know that I'm not going to tolerate you baiting them into doing shit like that. So, in order to keep the peace, I returned the magazines and the ammo. You will note I did not make you give back the other shit that I know you took. So, don't push, what you already got, Carmine.
Look, let's say, I mean, now that the lines in the sand have been drawn, if a cop's dumb enough to go into Dogtown,
you belong to me.
We can't make you give that shit back.
Incorrect, Carmine. They do not belong to you. If they wish to leave, you must let them at any time. Do you not remember that part?
Mm?
If they are not incarcerated on a sentence and they enter, you cannot forcibly make them remain there.
You can't.
We're
You can't
not
take
changing that.
You can't take their shit though.
I would like
you can take
to
their shit and send
clarify
them out, but you
something.
cannot make them remain there.
The legislation reads inmate. And I'll be honest, I've been taking advantage of the inmate terminology because a civilian and a cop who enters the Dogtown, they're not classed as inmates, which makes
Carmine,
them not.
Let me play this out for you, okay? I'll make it real simple. You've got your little fiefdom, right?
Hallelujah.
And you're exercising your Lord of the Flies, fucking diorama, science experiment, whatever it is. And at the end of the day, let's just use our brains here. If you begin forcibly, let's say, imprisoning people who enter your prison who are civilians, not inmates, or police officers, and you begin, doling out what you deem to be justice and all that, well, now you are no longer just a lawless zone. You are acting as an independent sovereign entity and claiming power over people who enter and all this sort of thing. You know what happened to the last people that claimed to be an independent sovereign entity, Carmine?
They were my enemies. Death to all Sanguinians.
Right.
I would never.
And the whole Sandy Shores incident. So let's remind ourselves that it is more prudent to work with the government that is allowing us these freedoms in our fiefdom and not push it. Okay?
The Baron agrees.
Good.
Okay, well, that's all for me. I look forward to getting chunkier paychecks and the list. I guess I'll let you know when they're ready. So just 6? Can we push it to 8?
Pick 6 to start with. The Dans don't count towards that number.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sounds good.
It'll make them compete better anyway.
Yeah.
And you can still hire the other 2. They just don't get paid by the government.
I said last thing. This is the last thing for real, for real. On God.
Okay.
What's up, Cornwood? Shut up, Carmine. Cornwood, you had a question? Was it for Carmine before he leaves?
I did just want to clarify about the incident that happened yesterday. Carmine did tell me that he was he had full intention to return my things after he had it documented.
And you believed him?
Well, I mean,
I was going to. I swear.
I had no
Goodbye,
reason.
Carmine. Thank you.
Have a good one. Council
Bye,
A.
Carmine.
Hey, bye, bye, Timo. Hey, if you need radios, you can go get them at Dick Lovers.
Oh, I'll let him out.
Goodbye.
One day
Thank you,
Dogtown. One day
Mr.
Dogtown will be
give me a
greater
call
than
if you're
Los
not busy.
Santos.
I think it's
Carmine,
already
that
great,
is-
Carmine. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Let's take a.
I was waiting to fucking do that shit.
Let's take a little 5-minute break.
They're probably wondering
Oh,
where the
yeah,
fucking
I need
noise
that.
came from my asshole.
Mr. Thoroughbred, one second.
What up?
Listen, I wanted to ask you before getting hired, what's your stance with Carmine and Bobby before I get hired at that place?
Amenable for now.
All right, just know, if you need me to do something to them, I have no problem.
Betraying them?
Yeah, exactly. I see no loyalty to them. They're current, I need a job because I got deported and in an official work visa.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me know.
I'll update you about the expungement stuff.
All right.
How much money do you have, Timo?
I have $2,000.
Okay. Hey, Ursula.
Damn. Wait, we're actually killing it. There's a lot of money right here. Power bill percentage subsidized by the state. Let's bring this to 50. There's something else I wanted to do, but I can't remember. That's gonna hurt. Yeah, it's gonna hurt our... Grime was negative pay this morning. Minus 15%. Damn, look at this fucking cost right here, dude. We lowered this on purpose. They fixed the broken sliders? Don't know. I will be right back. What up? Bathtub, thanks for subbing. Typing racer, thanks for subbing. Thank God.
See, this is what I would do. I would ask to speak again.
I might have to take a juicy little shit after this meeting. Christian, thanks for summit.
Well, that's
what up, Beb?
2 months ago.
What's up,
and
Beb?
they said no.
Okay, look at what Michael. I love what he just changed the name to for the Sewer Act. Trespassing and municipal networks and tunnels. TMNT. Big fan.
Cool.
Big fan. But what are your thoughts on it?
Love it.
That's what I'm
A lot more. So we want to do.
The assistant to the assistant chief. Chief.
Hey, look at the
I wanna do the,
look at the trio in the corner.
I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh God, Maximilian Angels texted me asking why his business proposal was denied.
Why did we deny that one again?
Because he wants to own the same business he owned before.
You want me to text him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he own it before?
Yeah.
Text me his phone number.
Okay.
It was the bar that wanted 3 different dev things.
Sin.
Damn it.
Hello, this is Maximilian Angel.
Hi, Max. It's Max, the mayor.
Oh, hey, Max.
Hey, just so you know, your the liquid library business was denied because I'm interested in having new and fresh blood operating businesses in Los Santos. It's my understanding that you ran it before. It's my understanding that there's not really any difference between how it was operated and how it was presented. Also, there's a lot of work that was requested to be done that just can't be done, really, right now. I'm not opposed to someone operating the liquid library for profit in the future, but for now, under my mayorship, I'm going to make sure that we focus on people who haven't had an opportunity to prosper in the economic sphere before. That's all.
All right, dude. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Look, if you want to, you could try and bamboozle the next mayor. How about that?
Yeah, we'll see how things go.
All right. Love you. Everyone here? Question mark?
I believe so.
I think so yet.
Yeah.
I am so sorry, Cornwood.
Yeah.
No, that's my. No, that's on me. That is
Can I give you a
entirely my
bandage?
fault. No, I don't deserve that.
I
That
am
was
so
entirely-
sorry.
No, that is. Don't. Do not
I
worry.
apologize.
I deserve that.
On that note, would it be okay if Miss Petros gave her her pitch to us, since she's clearly fired up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
What a great start. Hi, Council. How you guys doing today?
Hi, Oshiro.
Hello,
Hi,
Oshiro. Hello, I'm Oshiro Petros, for those of you who do not know me. I'm here today to talk to you guys about PD Toe, but a bit of a different take on PD Toe than what it used to be. Obviously, it's still, going to be a pretty traditional PD tow in the sense that we're there to, tow vehicles for PD. But something that I'm looking to do, that I'm willing to also discuss with council if it's possible or not, is whether or not PD tow, when they're not actively towing, if they would have the ability to also do basic, and I want to emphasis basic repairs for PD vehicles. It would be a specialty mechanic kind of position. They would not be allowed to do turbos or engine swaps. It would only be repairs. As far as kind of like a Benny's request, all they would be able to do is handle liveries and light bars under the discretion of the chief of police and assistant chief of police based off of what they are choosing as, the standard for police vehicles. Ultimately, I'm kind of looking to hopefully work this either outside of the motor pool of PD or very close by. Now, the problem with this and why it's also being presented here is that currently in the charges that we have is that PD tow is considered a government official. And it's why I'm looking, if this does get approved by you guys, is transferring it to more of a law enforcement technician role and seeing whether or not that would still be considered a quote unquote government official.
Well, the reason for PD tow being put under the government employee category was that there were people who would routinely kidnap, harass, shoot, stab, otherwise, attack PD tow workers. And as such, in order to deter that behavior or make it at least more undesirable, they were labeled government workers, so it would be attempted murder of a government employee to do so.
Thanks for subbing.
That being said, I don't know if that behavior will
not
resume
a VIP
or
in my
not.
chat?
So I would say that probably depends on whether that behavior emerges.
VIP.
Based on how the receptionists and dispatcher are treated when they're in the front desk, I would assume yes.
Mm-hmm. I would also argue that I have already, while actively towing a vehicle for PD while being escorted by PD, have been yelled at by vehicles passing by that wanted to get the vehicles off the bed.
A-Dubs, happy birthday.
Oh, yeah, that literally happened like 2 days ago, I think.
Yes, I believe it is inevitable as far as it happening right now to that extent. I haven't seen it personally, but I do think it is just a matter of time.
Well, the reason why PD tow was created in the past was because tow workers would get called to a job for PD and then would either obstruct or assist the criminals involved. Has that been happening? Is that a concern?
As far as I'm aware, I have not seen that. I know a struggle that myself and a few other tow workers have come across is that the impound request that gets sent through Mr. Tom Towingson is not always consistent. And at times, local tow will just snatch the vehicles as well. And then there is the issue of there are some impound requests that officers can do that normal tow cannot take to an impound lot and just impound themselves. So they do need an escort. And as far as what I have gotten feedback from several officers, at least during shift 2, is there's not that many reliable... I don't want to say reliable, that's not the right word. There's not a lot of people that they trust to be able to handle the job properly. Nor do, in my experience, have seen any or too many of the current quote-unquote tow employees that understand the need to expedite scenes when it comes to PD requests. I've seen a lot of people in tow that just kind of dilly-dally and don't understand that the whole point of what I'm trying to build is to expedite the process for PD. Through reliable services and just general professionalism to be able to get them back to doing what they're supposed to do instead of just sitting here waiting for tow to do their job.
Bro, I'm not saying shit.
I love PD tow when we used to have it, and I always had the utmost respect for PD tow workers. You are...
Well, sorry, I gotta ask one question. Would you be pursuing an expungement, ma'am?
Yes. I spoke with Ms. Siobhan about 10 days ago about all this as well. I'm well aware that I need an expungement. I'm well over 40 days past my incident. I have not gotten a single even traffic ticket since. and I've been actively saving up for an expungement. Unfortunately, I don't. I'm not like the rest of the people in the city, and I like to actually interact with human beings, so it's a little bit harder for me to earn some money. But I am actively working towards it, yes, sir.
Awesome.
Trust me, if
how
I
much
could
do you
have taken
save
care of
though?
it yesterday, I would do it. I believe I'm at 70,000, I believe. Yes, 70,000.
Oh,
Almost there.
Almost.
Okay, when was her last incident?
February 3rd. I could tell you that.
Oh, wow, okay, you have it. You've got it memorized.
Well, I looked up my last incident. I got the FOIA report for it to look at it, which I believe was
good.
the felony charge, and I have not even been pulled over since.
So currently, tow get paid by the job when they get called.
Correct.
If you guys were not getting a job through it being marked and were otherwise simply just being called by PD or assigned a job, in the past, the way you got paid was you had either a salary or there was a PD budget, and then which PD would pay the PD tow workers out of that budget. Same with receptionists. So how would that work now?
I think given the current state of PD's budget and or lack thereof, no offense to PD currently, I think the simpler way of doing it, either to keep the same system that's currently in place with towing where you do get paid per job, I think that's the easiest way of doing it. Otherwise, in a perfect world, I would love to see almost a like hourly pay slip kind of system. That way, when you're unfortunately having to twiddle your thumbs because, let's be honest, PD isn't impounding cars left, right, and center all day, every day, you're still able to make some money here and
I'm not the one who wrote this.
It's a perfect world, and I'm very much open to suggestions on what would work for the city as well. That's just my preliminary thoughts on it.
So if PD so you would get paid based on PD impounding the car with your escort, or how would that work?
If it could work the way that towing currently is, where those who are clocked in for PD tow would get the impound request that PD mark for cars that need to be escorted, I think that would be the easiest way around it.
Spatic for something. Random aside.
Yes.
If our new amendments to the expungement process pass, have you had an expungement before?
I have not. This would be my first.
You would qualify for the $50,000 clean for more than 30 days first time expungement.
Which would be fantastic, and I definitely hope you guys pass that.
It sounded like we were in vehement agreement the last time we met, so it seems likely, but yeah, just wanted to...
The hurdle is just going to be getting a lawyer and a judge together in the same room.
Miracles happen.
I can wish, right?
If you get a lawyer, I'm sure that can be arranged.
Yep.
I can make it happen. I feel pretty confident.
Well,
There's three slinged in right now. Sorry, go ahead,
if the PD tow thing can happen, I mean, I'm all for it because it definitely helps PD to expedite scenes.
The PD liaison speaking.
And having reliable people.
Cars 3 in the movie, thanks for subbing.
Count on is good.
Thanks,
It's
Variant,
just,
thanks for subbing.
as long as they're all understanding that, I mean, PD tow got targeted a lot back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
They got kidnapped, they got beat, they got shot, they held up constantly.
There's a lot on it that I've already thought through on that front. I think it's a risk you have to be willing to take. There's several steps as far as like the hiring process that I am pretty adamant about. For example, anybody who's a PD hopeful, that way somebody, in the sense that somebody has put in an application for PD, I won't hire them. Because I want to hire people that are here to do towing and people that are, here to do the job and that aren't going to leave me high and dry once they get hired. Now, that being said, I am open to hiring actively employed PD if they want to have a second job, take some time off duty and still earn some money. I'm fine with that, but PD hopefuls will not be hired. I'm firm stance on that one.
That's fair. That way you can have a consistent instead of constantly training new people. I get
Huge
that.
attrition rate
That is
whenever
the
they
point.
did get hired or whatever. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
The way that I've been trying to figure this out is how can this work with minimal needs outside of how the city is currently structured. And the towing system that we have, it works well. Like, I don't think anybody who does towing can sit there and say that there's anything like drastically wrong with it. I think the only thing that I could see is, I don't know if maybe Tom has a cousin that specifically specializes in police impounds. That would be the only thing. I don't want to see PD Tow doing tows for Tom. That is for that side of, towing. This is a very like separate division of it, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, though, I would love for PD Tow to have the ability to impound illegally parked vehicles and be able to send that to your regular tow workers to be able to, push some more work their way as well.
You mentioned the part about actually repairing vehicles, so you want to hire on mechanics to do this as well?
Yes.
Would that be a requirement for the job, just like some could do it, or how do you think of that?
Honestly, that's up for discussion with the council and what they think would be appropriate with that. I think it would be a great way of being able to give people just a little bit of extra work, especially if they're waiting for impounds or just driving around and whatnot, as also being able to just assist PD as a whole. Again, I want to stress, these are just basic repairs. It's not going to be engine replacements. It's not going to be turbos. It's not going to be anything like that. It is just basic repairs, just for the ease of, sometimes there are no mechanics around. But there's always tow around. I've never seen a time where I haven't seen a tow worker in the yellow pages. So if they were to work for PD Tow, they would be able to kind of fluctuate and do both things at their leisure. But as far as if they were able to do, let's say, Benny's work as well, again, very minimal. It would be liveries and light bars, as per whatever the standard is that's set under PD High Command. So if they wanted to get like big wheel changes or axle changes or whatever, like they would have to go to a full mechanic shop. This is very, very bare bones abilities here.
I don't know much about what the PD needs, so I might defer to Dakota on that, but it sounds like a good idea on that front.
Yeah, I've been briefed on all this, and I'm very much in support of it.
Okay.
The way I look at it, it's. I know it's a bit of a tall ask to be able to do both. I'm well aware of this. The way I look at it is it's efficiency's sake. It's being able to have, for all intents and purposes, a one-stop shop. That way we're able to get officers back on the road a lot quicker, a lot more consistently, and just letting them be able to do things that their job requires without having to sit there and go, crap, I need to fix my vehicle and there's no tow workers or there's no repairmen or whatever, and now I'm in a chase and I can't go do my job. Like, it's being able to assist in that so that the efficiency is there and that they're able to do what they need to do quicker. That's the goal.
If you have any questions in regard to the police side, we are here if you need to ask us anything.
I guess for y'all as well, does this seem like something you'd be interested in?
I think a lot of us have already spoken to Ashera. This is something that would grow. Currently, officers pay cash out of our own pockets.
Thanks for gifting us up.
If it is a vehicle that needs to be towed. Yes, there are times where no one is available in the lemon list for towing. Again, we do pay for it ourselves. We don't have a budget to take money out of to pay for towing. And if our force increases, then yes, I can definitely see a need for PD tow.
I don't know much about how it all works, but I like the idea. That's my take.
Random aside, what do you guys... I know I talked to Barrick about this briefly. What if that 15% commission on fines just goes straight to the PD budget? How do you feel about that, Ruby?
I think it should have been like that from the beginning. For example, we had a situation today when we had over 10 officers respond. We were able to catch 3 out of 4 suspects. So that means only 3 individuals who process those 3 individuals get a 15% kickback. Most of the time, if you're an FTO and you want to help your cadet will do the processing. So they get the 15% and we ended up getting nothing. So the more senior officers who are giving the work to the lower ones are getting the 15%, and absolutely nothing goes into any kind of PD budget. So I agree it should go into a pool.
Okay. I'll make that suggestion to The federal government.
Quick question.
What up?
Number one, that is capped. Is it possible to get that not capped?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I wanted to ask the question. Then in that case, could we get it up to 20%?
I'll ask.
Okay. PD Toe thoughts, everyone, please.
I talked to O'Shea about this before. She said I'm a big fan in general.
Sounds good to me as
Yeah,
well.
I'm for it. Yeah.
I'm also for it.
So
Yay!
You're proposing a business.
Technically, yes. The biggest struggle, which Crane did kind of address, was whether or not this was considered a hybrid government position or not, because I know that kind of differentiates how this is taken care of.
What if the police department just hired you and you just worked like directly with them like that?
I'd have to defer to PD on that one if they would be okay with that.
Just I mean, you would have access to documents that might potentially be not for your eyes if you were given the same permissions that like a regular officer would have. And I don't think there's really a way to differentiate between, hey, I'm just a worker and not like a cop.
There is.
Yeah, I mean, we can create some kind of.
I can do that on the
separate rule.
MDT right now.
Cool.
Yay!
Would she be receiving the same pay?
No. So pay is tied to me hiring or Barrick hiring them via their state ID. Access is handled by MDT.
Okay. So we could just
there are however base levels of access ascribed to certain positions.
Yeah.
So we would need to ensure that we were able to restrict past the base level of the position.
Okay. So I mean, Ash Chief Oshira, would you be amenable to kind of like that as a starting point for you to be able to operate PDTO?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. So long
I
as...
don't have a problem with that. My only concern is being able to physically pull out tow trucks. That may have to be something that you do off duty and then bring it to wherever, if that makes sense. I don't know how that works.
That does make sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, and
Mia, thanks for a rating.
Whole money kind of thing that Ruby mentioned as well.
Mm-hmm.
What money thing?
Like how they get, if they get, well, I guess they would get paid naturally.
Yeah. It sounds like Oshira's concern is that she wouldn't be able to actually tow stuff, right?
Correct, or be able to actually impound things. I'm all for the idea of that's how we could at least get this started while other things are being worked on. I'm totally fine with that. I'm open to it. I just want to make sure that we're clear that there will be limitations.
Well, cops can impound. It's just that you wouldn't. I guess I don't really fully understand how the process works. Like I feel like they flag it and then you come pick it up and then you bring it to the impound lot.
Depending on the charge that it's getting put on it. Yeah.
Do you get paid for delivering the car?
Yes.
Like,
if
is it a
it is
lot of money?
sent through, that's a very hard question to answer because Tom is a little picky on how quickly you get to where you're supposed to go. And I've seen, I have no validity here. It's just a common thing I've noticed.
I think suffice to say, there are questions that Max and I need to pose to the state regarding the particulars of all this. I think we have a good idea of the request. The implementation is something we'll need to figure out.
It sounds like if you were technically hired on as a cop, you would have the ability to issue those impounds, and there are certain basically you could do this whole thing just without getting paid at the end of delivering the car, but you would be getting paid anyway because you're going to be on a salary at that point.
Which honestly I feel like that is perfectly fine.
Okay.
I think that would that would be fine with me, to be honest with you.
So why, as a starting point, why don't we do that, right? You get hired on by Barrick and Ruby. You have your permissions restricted by Alan, so that you can't see police reports and stuff that's confidential.
Perfect.
And then, you know, so well, first you're gonna have to get expunged, obviously, but
So yeah, first we gotta get that voted on.
I'll contact a lawyer as soon as I'm done here.
And we can use that as a starting point, and any concerns about like just being able to operate that you have, you can bring up to me or Alan, and then we can forward it from there.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Let's try this for a week and see how you're able to operate and how you're able to do stuff, and just see how, you know, what you're actually like desperately needing, and then we can forward some stuff forward to the federal government.
Yeah, I love that a lot, actually.
Cool. Thank you for presenting your stuff, Oshira.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate it. I will go
Thank you.
get an
Thank you.
expungement.
Great job.
Not yet. It's not voted in yet, so you will not.
Oh.
You got to wait till we talk.
I will wait
What were
till
you
you
saying, Mayor?
talk.
The door should be open.
Oh yeah,
still.
I was gonna ask you to unlock the door.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I let Cornwood out. Yeah.
Cool. That went well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Is High Command here for a reason? Do you guys have something you want to talk about? Or you're just kind of observing?
We're hoping.
The pay
hoping
situation, ultimately.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
What pay situation?
Oh, I lowered their pay by 10%.
Oh.
Okay, but you raised the fines by like 5%
Oh,
and lowered income tax, right?
Yeah, I lowered the fines back down to default.
Oh, okay.
That's why they all have weird numbers.
Well, they don't have it anymore because I lowered it like literally when we took a little break.
Wait, can you clarify? The fines on the
Oh, so-
charges were lowered?
So fire signals back to 60 instead of $63.
Where was it? Oh, my notes.
Wait, say that again. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So the fines, like last night, failure to signal was $63. Now it's back to 60.
Mhm.
So it had a 5% difference.
So
Okay, go ahead, Mayor.
allow me to elaborate. I don't think you guys are doing a very good job at actually catching and processing criminals. I think that there is rampant crime in certain aspects and parts of the island. And in order to kind of crack down on that, we are going to operate on a quota system. Now, you might be familiar with how certain police departments and jurisdictions typically are met with a quota in order to receive funding, blah, blah, blah. This quota system is simple, and I'm going to forward it to Barrick and Ruby here so that they can make a little announcement. I did speak with Barrick about this briefly last night when the idea was kind of in its infancy. Essentially, if you get 50 quota points, you get a pay raise for the whole department. And certain crimes that I believe, and from what I have heard from other people that are currently kind of running wild, are being targeted by this quota system. And I will just read off some examples, okay? Traffic citations. Obviously, we don't need people speeding through the city and stuff. And I know that's kind of like the LSPD's forte currently. Is going to be worth 0.1 quota points. Joyriding, a big stolen car problem. It's going to be 0.5 quota points. Bootlegging, 1 quota point. Money laundering, 3.0 quota points. Criminal possession of a firearm, 4.0 quota points.
Ooh.
Sanitation robbery, huge fucking problem right now. 5 quota points. Adoption fraud, 10 quota points. I don't really expect you guys to get that one. And I set a little goal for this week, starting today, of 50 quota points. If you're able to rack up that many points, you guys get a pay raise. And now you might be thinking, Mayor, what if we catch someone doing adoption fraud while robbing sanitation and they had a firearm that they weren't supposed to have, but also they were money laundering, blah, blah, blah. Basically, the highest point worth charge is what takes precedent. You can only get credit for one of these on an incident, right? So If a sanitation robbery is happening and the guy had a gun that he wasn't supposed to have, obviously he would technically qualify for 9 quota points. But wait, you only get credit for 1. The root issue, which is the sanitation robbery. So it would be the highest one, 5 quota points. Simple. This is to disincentivize charge stacking or people trying to fish for, trying to reach the quota point ASAP. Instead of the purpose of this system is to spread out and to target certain crimes that I have observed to be a huge problem. Instead of just kind of sitting in the city and issuing speeding tickets. Hopefully that allows some insight into my thought process. This is why I wanted to be onboarded as well, so that I could go through and I could, tally up all your guys' points and stuff. This counts for all shifts. I think 50 points with this current system is more than achievable. In fact,
what's the time period?
A week. 1 week.
So at the end of the week, you're going to go through every single report and add this all up yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
So will we be putting a halt to recruitment?
No. What?
Well, it's just I don't. Are there quota points for onboarding and for training and for academy? Are there any points for that?
No.
Will you be adding points for police work other than citations and tickets and arrests?
The issue with awarding points for that is retention, right? Not it's hard to say. Sure, you hire someone, you send them through academy and stuff, but how can I be sure that that person's going to be actively and diligently working a month from now, right? The purpose of this quota system is to target specific crimes. I will say I'm very appreciative, and I think it's an extremely valuable job to actually take hours out of your day to run those academies and to teach new cops how to be cops. And I would be interested in discussing some form of bonus for people who do that, monetary bonus. But there are a lot of cops. At least for example, I think Shift 2 could probably take care of this quota by themselves. But yeah.
So what is the monetary gain should we hit this?
I'll raise it by 5%.
What was it lowered by?
10%. But conversely, if you guys are unable to meet this I think it's a very reasonable quota, I will unfortunately probably have to lower your pay.
Well, we already have people that are not willing to come on duty, so it'll just continue.
You've already made things worse, if I'm being entirely honest.
What made worse?
In terms of just unit numbers on duty, since you made the change to the pay, things are already worse.
The difference is a matter of, I don't know, $600, $700 a day.
Well, yeah, because people would rather work other jobs in the city where they can actually make money instead of the job that we selected them and hired them to do, which everybody else is going to make more money than them. And they have to do twice, 3 times, 10 times the work. And it's just, I don't know.
If the incentive or calculus for being a police officer is income, then we have all failed.
Yeah.
I look, and I know
I don't think you're listening to us.
I am. He just got done saying that lowering pay caused people to go off duty because they'd rather go make more money elsewhere. And my contention
for their cost of living.
My contention is that if that's the case, I don't think a 10% amount changes that factor. That equation is not superseded by 10%, is it? You're telling me that 10% is the difference between staying a cop and going work another job? I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like cops already make less than working other jobs. So the 10% is just a symbolic emotional response to something and is not rooted in math. It's not a logical choice where they're
I knew he would love the quota, by the way.
Income. It's an emotional one. Unless my math is off, but I'd be happy to hear how.
Who are the cops that are not coming on duty because of this, out of curiosity?
So it's not a matter that they're not coming on duty. It's just they are giving us less hours. So they're still cops. They're still doing, when they do come on duty, they're doing their work. However, due to whether it be, several officers, in a house trying to get a house together, or they already have, it's just basic cost of living. A lot of officers are doing extra jobs because they want to purchase their own PD vehicle. So they've got goals. It's not that they are not coming on duty 100%. It's just that we have noticed that they're clocking off duty earlier, or they're coming on duty later because they're doing other jobs so that they can pay towards what they, need to do. A lot of us, I got to tell you, the repairs unfortunately went up this week. So, almost all my paycheck goes towards a repair.
How much is one across right now?
The highest at the moment that I've paid is about 1,800. I think I paid the other night.
Yeah, somewhere in between that.
I paid 1,500 the other day, so it must have gone up recently.
It fluctuates depending on parts and availability.
And certain mechanics can offer that lower price point, but not all.
The master mechanics, right? Yeah.
And depends if they're on duty and all that good stuff,
If they have parts, yeah.
So here's what we'll do, okay? I want you to forward me the names of these people who are kind of hung up on all this stuff, and if I will speak to them personally if it seems like they're not a good fit for the LSPD, because they're more focused on a $70, or what was it was like $43 an hour difference, I think.
I don't think you're quite fully understanding what I'm saying. They can make what I would make in 4 hours in in an hour and a half shift doing towing.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
Yeah, but hold on, we're literally right back to what I just said. I'm still stuck on this.
Okay, they haven't lost passion for the LSPD. They're still coming on duty. They're just not giving us as many hours.
So so you're trying to explain why they're not giving as many hours, because it's more enticing to make 4 times as you just said, right? But the 10% change that he made doesn't change that calculus. It remained before the 10% change. So again, this is just an emotional response. It's not a logical one. I have yet to see any evidence that this is a logical measured response about budget and finance. It sounds like their pay got docked a little bit and they took it as like a symbolic thing. Well, that's the last straw. I'm just going to go tow. I mean, they could have done that beforehand.
10% is a lot, sir.
Is it enough to change the calculus or no?
I mean, the fact that none of us were told it was going to happen, it was just a surprise,
That's not an answer to what I asked.
Say your question again?
I've asked it 3 times. Have you not been listening to anything I said?
I have been listening. I'm just not sure if you're listening.
My question is as follows. You said that someone can go make 4 times as much doing tow as being a police officer. Your complaint is that this is an example, this precipitous transition towards them doing that is because of this pay cut. And you're talking about numbers, but what I'm arguing is that they would have done that beforehand, the pay cut, and it would have been worth just as much more. 10% does not make it suddenly 4 times stronger. So if it's been the same before or after the pay cut in terms of that calculus, then what we're saying is these people took the stimulus of the pay dock and it became an emotional response. I have yet to hear any evidence or argument that makes sense that this is an actual financial issue. It sounds like it's just an excuse to flip over the game board and walk outside and take your toys and go home.
Random interjection. Also, I lowered income tax from 10% to 5%, so the difference here is actually realistically more about 5%.
So can I answer?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I wasn't sure if I was allowed to answer. I don't believe it's an emotional response. I believe it is the fact that we are seen as officers of the law working for the city, and that a lot of people feel that due to the high tax rate before and now the lowered tax rate, which we are all appreciative of, the fact is our pay has fluctuated, and with the amount of cost that we have to pour into the vehicles, and a lot of us are trying to save so we can purchase our own vehicles and become responsible for our own PD vehicles. I don't believe it's emotional response. I think it is a need, and some people are seeing it as a need.
I mean, it was a need before, and they just feel even more slighted by this.
Oh, well, it wasn't my intention to slight you guys. It was just kind of, if you guys work hard, if you work hard enough, that 90% could go up to 125%. Can you imagine that? That would be great. All you gotta do is meet the quota.
I'm gonna say the math, by the way. It is $500 left for an 8-hour shift. That's what the math equates to. That's it.
Okay.
It's not like it's a giant chunk of money.
To be fair, for some people, that's enough to afford their repair.
Repeat that. Sorry.
Repeat that. Yes, sorry.
To be fair to some people, that is the money they need to afford their repair on the vehicle for the shift they just worked.
Fuck, man. Get out there on a bike then, I guess, if you can't afford it.
People are doing that.
Yeah, I know, and it pisses me off.
So you just said people get out on a bike, and that annoys you, though, right?
Well, yeah, but
dichotomy between those two things?
Of course, I look. Of course, I see the dichotomy. Okay. That said, I have no good reason to dismantle your bike unit. So, go ride a bike if you can't afford $500.
I suppose I just see an imbalance between wanting us to work harder or prove ourselves, which I believe that we already have, at the same time as building the LSPD. We're not going to be giving any kind of quota to anybody that is pouring their time into raising up the cadets that we currently have or the academy that we are trying to schedule right now. So all of our time to get to your quota is going to be spent doing other things at the moment.
Wait, hold on. Are the... that's interesting.
I'm just saying we've got a balancing game here, and you're either going to help us balance, or there's not going to be a balance.
So you don't think the active patrol contingent are capable of hitting the quota without the administrative side also participating?
I think that it would be fair to say that the quota should span over all duties of officers. I mean, you could take into account FTO hours. There's multiple things you could take into account. If you're basing it just on arrests, I personally would have to talk to Beric and others in leadership about maybe putting a halt right now so that we can test how many quota points a week we get.
Yeah, you guys aren't gonna freeze hiring. That's not happening.
And will you be expanding the quota points to other duties of an officer?
Look, I'm gonna be honest. 50 of these points in a week could be achieved by 5 cops. Straight up. They got a whole week. Assuming that they work 8 hours a day for 7 days, you would have to be extremely, extremely bad at your job to not be able to do that. And I know that you guys have at least 5 cops who are able to do this job, who are not operating on the administrative side. And I said it low because this is kind of like the intro, right?
I mean, realistically, it's not bad. It's very manageable. But
okay, but you just said you want officers to work 8 hours a day for 7 days?
Yeah, like a job.
So 8 hours a day for 7 days,
okay,
like a job.
Well, yeah, they could take one day off. Maybe have one of the other cops fill in for them, like a schedule.
That's very generous. Yeah.
Is every single one of the charges attached to one of these points?
What do you mean? Like every charge? No. The purpose of this is to target certain crimes.
Right. So what I would say is then that is going to lead to people only targeting those crimes and letting other ones go by the wayside, thus negatively affecting the public and the civilians.
Good. I'm not the negatively affecting the civilians part. I want them to focus on these crimes. That's why I came up with this.
I'm just going to say sanitation robberies have been brought up to me by countless citizens throughout the last week as being like a real issue. And, you know, when it comes to your repair costs, right, those workers getting robbed has downstream effects on the supply chain.
Yeah.
That are extremely negative for officers. So I think focusing something like sanitation robberies is actually going to help you. Like the mayor is trying to help.
Wait, is sanitation robbery a charge?
No, but if you catch someone robbing a sanitation worker, +5 quota points.
Okay,
Right.
but how many? I mean, for the last week, as you can see, we have dismantled, I would say, in excess of about 25, maybe even more, moonshine distilleries. So as we're curbing one crime, you guys are holding up a placard saying, oh no, don't worry about the moonshine distilleries that you guys just got rid of. We need this done over here. I don't think you...
Hold on.
What I'm trying to say is that, in my experience, crime rolls. There are highs and lows in every crime. When I was first hired, oh my goodness, marijuana everywhere. And so what did we do? We hunted out all the marijuana, and then things changed. It went on to Group 6 being robbed. Then it went on to sanitation being robbed. And we moved as a PD to every single one of them. So I think it's extremely unfair to say, well, last week sanitation were robbed. Well, yeah, they probably were, but we've just got rid of all of these moonshine distilleries. We're rolling as hard as we can when the crime comes up.
Okay. I went ahead and added still destruction into the quota system or whatever.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
2.5 quota points.
Nice. You guys could make up like half it right there.
Can we retroactively initiate this back to like 3 days ago?
No,
We'll hit it right now.
No. Okay, so this will be for one instance. So if you find a bunch of stills together, that's only 2.5 points.
That fucking sucks.
Sounds like we're going to be lighting a lot of individual reports.
Could have 20 points 2 days ago.
Well, I can't wait to review those individual reports and then find out you guys are trying to game my system and dock your pay again.
Wow, how many points we need a week or a day? 50.
50 for a week.
Between the entire PD, not individually.
I mean, let's be honest. 7 times 7 is 49. If you need 50 in a week, that means you only have to get 7 points a day. Some of those things are worth 4 points, which would only mean you would need like 1 or 2 other things. This is easy as fuck.
Should we get like a big clock that we can put over the PD, like Hunger Games? That way we'll know when the timer starts and when it ends.
I'll make
Love that.
It starts as soon as this meeting ends, whatever that time is. Boom. Any other questions? Ruby, I understand the administrative concerns. I took that into account when I set the bar for the thingy. You should be able to continue to administrative stuff and have the cops that are on patrol right now achieve this goal 100%.
Okay, but I don't see training a cadet as administrative. I don't see running a academy, which we need to do either next weekend or the weekend after, as administrative. It's going to take a bunch of people off duty to train cadets. We have to grow the PD. There's no other way to curb crime in our city unless we grow the PD and we train people.
Okay. I would really like to give like bonuses to people who do that shit. I know that I've heard because my wife and I interviewed a bunch of cops, as part of like the audit and stuff. And I routinely suggested that like FTOs get like a bonus as an incentive for training, blah blah blah.
I put forward a request for FTO bonuses months ago.
Yeah, I feel like we're all on the same page, but I heard from several cops they're like that it doesn't really change anything for them.
Well, if they knew their pay was getting docked, I guarantee you they would say that differently now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm for handing out bonuses so long as the time is logged and everything is above board, and we can prove that they were, FTOing or running academy for a certain amount of time. Then I would 100% be behind financial payment for them.
Okay. Can I just say one more thing about the quota point system?
Yeah.
Obviously, you can do whatever you want, but we have calls in which there are hostages. Those will always be a priority for the PD, and That's just the way our SOPs go. If there's a hostage involved, we're going to that call.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of units. So I don't know if that's set up as is, but that would be a good middle ground for the PD to have those be on your quota system.
Okay. Kidnapping.
Robbery also.
Well, look, we're not talking about every crime right now. These are the things I'm personally interested in seeing you guys solve. Or try to solve.
Understood.
Yeah, I went ahead and added kidnapping for 1 quota point, okay?
So have you seen, do you have access currently to our our incidents and reports?
Not yet. We need to get that set up.
So the quota point is coming from, I suppose the easiest way I could say is blindness.
No, I mean, I talk to cops all the time. And I talk to a lot of people on the street too. I'm the mayor.
Yeah.
We've been conducting midterm mayoral approval polls and getting people's feedback. This entire last week. So this is all relatively recent data.
Right, but you haven't had access to see how much work we currently do, correct?
Nope.
They have the audit reports, right?
I don't think the audit focused on those.
So I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
So how is a point determined? I might have missed this coming in from 78's call. But how's a point determined, and who is a point awarded to a person?
No,
whoever starts
to the LSPD.
Okay, good.
And they're awarded by incident. So if someone is doing a sanitation robbery and they have an illegal gun, you would award the highest point for that incident, which would be sanitation robbery, which is 5 points. Simple.
Okay. And you only need 50 a week.
55. Now I added a couple of charges or whatever at your guys' request.
What is the base? You get one?
Each sort of thing I'm interested in seeing pursued right now by the LSPD is worth a different amount of points.
But does the lowest that you can get is 1?
As lowest you can get is 0.1 for a traffic citation.
Oh shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this coming week we won't be bothered with any kind of traffic. We'll just be going for the higher points.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Any other questions on this?
Wait, so
I just want to clarify, is this to curb you yourself, Mayor, from getting traffic citations?
No.
Okay.
Wait, can I just ask, you were given one earlier this week, right?
Yeah, it was negligent driving.
Did our pay get rise before or after Bones gave you that ticket?
Your pay got lowered after I got that ticket.
Okay.
Huh.
Why?
Just asking.
Are you just asking?
I was just curious. I'm a curious guy, you know?
It's a very specific thing to be curious about.
How so?
Kind of a pointed question, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like you're implying something about me.
What am I implying?
I don't know, that I might be corrupt.
Did I even hint at that?
Yeah.
Asking you a question is hinting at corruption?
Asking me a question about retaliating against you guys for issuing me a traffic citation is hinting that I am corrupt, yes.
I was just asking for, facts in order when they occurred in time.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a very specific fact to be concerned about. That's all. I mean, there's a lot of other facts concerning the amount of power that I was just given by the federal government. Didn't ask about those.
Well, I would only be interested in the ones that deal with the PD, which we've been going pretty in detail today, I would say.
Okay, well, I mean, file that away in your dossier about impeaching Max the mayor and wipe your ass with it, because I haven't seen shit yet from you guys.
Okay, well, we don't need to go get ugly.
It's crazy you seem to have an issue with the fact we're trying to work with you, despite the fact we disagree with you sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair. And let's be entirely clear. The only people I need to work with in this room on this stuff is Ruby and Barrett. You guys are hearing this as a courtesy. This power is the mayor's, and it will remain the mayor's. And nothing you guys say to me will ever make me want to change my mind unless I am genuinely interested in hearing your input. This is to the council. But yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna write up a full dossier on the quota system. Should be easy to achieve. We can talk more about bonuses for training, which I would very much like to see, and I think that would solve a lot of the monetary complaints. And also, it would incentivize training people, which is good because I know that FTOs receive a lot of burnout because it's a very what's the word? Mentally draining job to kind of do. I couldn't do it, first of all. Let's just be clear about that. Having to teach someone from the bottom up again and again and again, saying the same things over and over and over to different people. And oh, God. Would love to see a bounty for that you guys can collect on.
For FTO sessions?
Just training in general, like academies, FTOs, all that shit. Yeah. And I will send it to Ruby and Barrick, the full breakdown of the quota system. And if you guys have any good questions or concerns moving forward, like this isn't something that has to be amended at council. So if you guys come to me with like a good point that you would like to see it adjusted in a certain way, then I'm more than willing to talk about it and make a change on the fly to it. Boom.
Sounds good.
Awesome. You guys are welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting if you guys want. Of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'd love to.
So I think we've worked through all of our guests today. So now we can start presenting stuff that we have prepared for council. Does Nakota, do you have anything to present by chance?
No, but I did see the turbo theft, which I brought up previously, like several weeks ago. Is that because I got told that we weren't going to get a new charge on that? Has that changed?
So it's been brought to my attention that this is like an epidemic.
It is.
So I do apologize if we didn't hear you when you brought it up the last time. I decided that it's probably time for something like this because it's directly impacting the ability for people at Mosley's to do their job when they're getting held up and forced to essentially extract people's car parts that aren't theirs and then, hand them over at gunpoint, so on and so forth. And it's happened to cops. Yep. It's happened to people. I talked yesterday with Cornwood because he has a lot of experience at Mosley's, and also I bought a turbo recently, so I kind of have a vague feel for how much this stuff is going for on the street. And I decided that the best way to do this is to specifically limit it to aftermarket vehicular parts, i.e., stuff that you would be modifying your car with, i.e., the stuff that these criminals are targeting. And I believe Cornwood said that the transmission, like the aftermarket transmissions, are 10,000, right?
Yeah, the automatic I know is at least 10K unless it's gone up. Cornwood, I don't know if you can speak to that.
So aftermarket typically runs at the same cost as wholesale because you can just get those anytime anyway. Now I heard from one person that the cost has gone down.
Okay.
So I got to go check on that.
Well, it's good if it goes down because we typically want to keep the fines larger than like a license cost or like a. Yep. Or just straight up buying it, right? To incentivize buying it as opposed to stealing it, right?
Right, an actual deterrent.
And I wrote very briefly here because I was so tired that I couldn't aptly and legally write a good little penal code blurb about this. I said, including turbos, transmissions, and other assorted aftermarket parts, to cover anyone who's worked on a car has seen that there's definitely. There are other ways to modify and improve cars that Mosley's just hasn't stocked for yet. So this would kind of future-proof any other forms of larceny of an aftermarket vehicular part. Boom. Bop. Boom. But yeah, I didn't mean to hijack your turn, Dakota.
No. Sorry, I genuinely did not mean to infer that. I was just curious because it has been happening a lot to cops. It has been happening a lot to a lot of people. I just didn't know. I am curious about. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? Because if someone steals a car, they just get joyriding. But
Important note. This would be for each part that they were in possession of, so you could charge them multiple times with this, because the things are so expensive.
So any turbo and any transmission.
Yeah.
Is there other stuff that people buy aftermarket, Cornwood?
Right now, it's just those two things. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but I believe there's a lot of space in there, so maybe you'll get some more.
Could be.
But right
future
now
parts.
it's two.
Okay. I'm in favor of this. I've been in favor of this.
I had a just name suggestion if you're open to it. If you change the last two words, you can make it larceny of aftermarket motor enhancements. Stands for lame, because it's lame that people are
I
doing.
love that.
Oh, that's good.
That's
great.
That's what I had.
Are we still a no-go on serializing those aftermarket parts?
I just don't know how we would go about. Oh, Michael, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that's like not really an us thing.
Okay.
True.
I don't personally think we should, because if you start serializing, it's
Where do you stop?
Yeah, where do you stop? It might become too easy
yeah,
to track down and do shit.
Every single fucking thing of worth, then everyone will just be clamoring to get their fucking state ID stamped on it.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Okay.
I think we serialize weapons, and I think that's probably the only thing we need to serialize. Unless something that comes up that needs it, I think we just leave it at that for now.
Okay.
What's up, Cornwood?
I mean, I was just gonna say, when it comes to investigating this shit, not having those serialized makes it damn near impossible.
Yeah, how do you prove that?
Yeah, how do you prove it's stolen
How
if it's not identifiable?
But I do think Judge Crane is he's 100% right about when do you stop. But at the same time, for this particular case, it's we've had so many civilians having this shit happen to them, and it just feels bad.
Okay, let me ask.
You gotta catch them in the act. Do some proactive policing.
Yeah, this is not. It's not really something we can handle either way. We don't manufacture the parts, so.
Okay.
Let me ask, just if it comes on the table, are you talking about serializing just with a random serial, or are you talking about with people's state ID when they buy it?
The purchase of it, the person who buys it.
All right, so
their state ID on it.
So somebody buys something, they would be in charge of having to register that somewhere.
And maybe like a registration or something.
Yeah, but who's in
Class
charge of that
2s used to
registration?
I mean, that gives the mechanics at Mosley's.
Or
Some
Well,
yeah.
I guess they'd have to write it down somewhere. They wouldn't have access.
Okay, why does
there's a
the
lot to
mechanics
that.
makes this official though? Why can't a mechanic not just go in there and just add another name or remove it completely?
I mean,
there would be no official system to warn that this is the correct way. It's just somebody making a note somewhere that would, in that case, be the official. Like again, I'm not trying to shut it down. I'm just asking these questions because there is no
that is a good
clear-cut way.
It would have to be somebody who is, approved through a, particular means in order to actually, hey, this person deserves this job because they're trustworthy. I mean, that's like, we have the PD, right? I don't think that should be the PD's job. I think we should give more jobs to more people in Los Santos. But that's above my pay grade. That's just my opinion,
Yeah, but the only way I can see this officially working would be that somebody buys a turbo, they get the serial, they go to PD adds it to their MDT. That's the only way I can see that anything like that would even work.
Yeah, but then how do they prove that they paid for it and didn't just
Steal it and then
steal
have it
it
registered?
and have it registered? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of loopholes, and again, I'm not against it. It's just if you want to go that route, you have to patch every single loophole.
So what about this? We have somebody. I mean, we talk to the manufacturer. We say, hey, can y'all put a serial number on this thing, a randomized serial number, and then whenever somebody buys that turbo, they get like a receipt of sale, right? So they got their paper receipt, and then it is on the owners. The onus is on them at that point to keep that receipt somewhere safe that ain't going to get lost. And then if it does get lost, you go report it to the police and you say, hey, this is my shit. This is the serial number. I bought this. What do y'all think about that?
I don't know. I think it's opening Pandora's box. I think Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I think for now,
that's above my pay grade. I was just throwing a
I think for now we'll leave it at a vehicle, or not a vehicle, sorry, at weapons like it is right now. If it becomes a major issue, I'm sure the federal government will step in.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, while we're talking about it, everyone in favor of introducing this as a penal charge?
Yeah, I'm not against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alan, what do you think?
Yay.
Since you're
Yeah.
the arbiter of this whole thing.
I don't think it's necessary, but nay, I guess.
Okay. Disagree. Any other nays? Okay. Super majority. Good. I will write up a penal blurb, and you can adjust it how you wish.
Do you want me to write the name down, or are you happy with what you got?
Yeah, you can write
Or
the
get out of way?
you can write the name
Fuck
down.
Yeah, I'll write it at the bottom in case you want it.
Malton's not here. Cantor, do you have anything you want to present?
I wasn't able to work on my presentation because I just haven't been around much, but I did have something, an idea for a charge that I haven't really plotted out time-fine. I'll be honest, I'm just not professional on that, so I'll defer to y'all. This was a suggestion from one of my doctors, that there be essentially a charge for committing violent acts on government property. So it wouldn't supersede the violent acts, it would just be an extra charge for having done it on government property. So we're running into an issue where the clowns especially are just going around fucking beating each other up and stabbing people in the hospital, and other people are getting hurt for it, and it's causing significant issues. So that's the pitch essentially, kind of like an extra charge for having it be there. Not too big of a thing. It's not like medical terrorism. It's not like medical discontinuity or something. Just don't fuck around here, or you'll get punished a bit more.
Something to get them to stop. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It is true
It would
because
apply to, like PD grounds and stuff like
they were running through the emergency room and in the halls with wrenches out, attacking cops, trying to.
The wording
break
implies
out
that the
another one of
mechanics
the
would get
clowns
charged
into
with it,
custody
lol?
the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been happening quite often.
The act of extracting
need to be some
aftermarket
giant
motor
thing,
enhancements
where it's
without
like,
the permission of the
days and
vehicle's
days in
owner.
prison, just, the pitch was essentially just discourage it as kind of like a middle ground there.
Chatter?
I could go either way on it, but I figured I'd pitch it to see how y'all feel about it. I think it's better than going as hard as some of the charges we've had in
The one who's extracting is the
violent
mechanic at
acts,
gunpoint?
in the hospital.
That's a good point, actually.
Lighter thing that I think people could actually push if we just did something like this is my thoughts on it.
So patients
Streamer?
are actually being injured while the
that's
clowns
fair.
are clowning around.
I don't think
Nice.
patients yet. Doctors, yes, already. That one obviously could apply to
Oh, so
other
does an
charges and
Ego
things, but-
Act sort of cover that if they're injuring doctors?
If they're going after doctors, yes. The issue is recently clowns have been choosing
Nice.
the hospital for everything. They are attacking each other
Bum, bum,
in
bum,
and
bum,
outside
bum,
of the
bum, bum.
hospital all the time, and causing significant issues for just everyone.
Yeah, a lot of the people that
Say
are
sorry?
hurt,
Sorry,
are kind of
chatter.
collateral damage, so I don't know if that could
Yeah.
actually be pushed.
I know it's kind of like no one's being targeted. Other than more clowns, they're just bringing it all to the hospital and fucking with everyone else who's there.
They'll change the motor also.
Is this part of the clown games? Just out of curiosity, do you know?
No, I don't believe so. I think it's just
Okay.
them being them.
Just being them and
Yeah,
choosing the
yeah,
hospital
pretty much,
because
yeah.
hey, if I get fucked up, I'm in the best place for it. That sounds like
Mhm.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it, like I said, this was not my additional idea. If y'all aren't a fan of it, that's okay. But I do think it's a better middle ground. It's a dissuasion from people fucking around to the hospital without fucking their lives over completely if they feel like they have to.
Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow.
Sorry, so I want to double check. You're
it's all right,
suggesting
yeah.
like a charge, not like diet terrorism or whatever, or medical
No.
discontinuity, but something that just is like if you're committing
yeah.
violence on hospital grounds repeatedly,
the
or
idea was
what?
government grounds. So
Okay.
any government property, just to dissuade that kind of behavior on specifically.
We'll do 55. That's fine.
Government property.
Do we have nothing like that as is?
No,
There's like felony trespassing, but there's not.
but they're not trespassing if they're like outside
Right.
of MRPD or in the hospital, unless they're trespassed. But
They're still on government property committing
they're
a
still
violent
on
act.
government property, yeah.
Can anyone hear me?
I don't
I
think.
could not. Were you
Yeah.
speaking? Now I
I can
can.
hear you now.
Well,
I don't
I
think
wasn't
that
talking.
addressing everything with a law fixes it. I think
No,
that there
I
are.
agree. Mhm.
I
don't know.
for this particular crime, these things are so expensive and in demand that I think the cost of operation for someone to have a gun and go to Mosley's and get away with this crime, or just a knife, even they don't even need a gun to make a mechanic try to pull this shit out. I think you could charge them with like fucking aggravated robbery or some shit. What would the most applicable charge be right now?
Are you still talking about the turbo?
Wait, are you still talking about turbo?
We moved on to another topic.
Sorry.
If you weren't. I don't know if you could hear us either. Probably.
So no. I was writing. I'm sorry.
Oh
guys.
no.
No,
You're good.
you're okay.
Wait,
yeah,
Cantor was talking about like aggravated violence on government property. and
yeah,
how
essentially
it's charged
another
for it.
charge.
The clowns
for
are
if they
fucking
commit
around at the
violent
hospital.
acts on government grounds, so like around MRPD and at the hospital. Doesn't need to be something that throws them away for days or something. Just an extra dissuasion.
Just ego act them, right?
That's what I was saying, but
That was the issue, is that they're not targeting anyone. They just are fucking around too much, type thing. It's not really the ego act.
choosing to take their little clown fuck
It
around
also
games at the
could apply to
hospital.
City Hall if they do fuck shit here, or trying to like.
Let's go,
tag you
Brandon
here,
Ark.
Another modifier.
I was thinking.
So it just, dissuades them from coming here to like hurt you or anything.
If not another charge, I mean, could end up trespassing them all, I guess.
In the past, when we had people fuck around too much, but we don't want to ban people who need access to the hospital from getting
No,
it right.
of course.
We had
Yeah,
first
that's the thing.
somebody
We want
like
trespassing to be very last decision, last choice.
yeah, we had
Gotcha.
forced people to essentially not be at the hospital unless they had a real medical need to be there and to not interact with doctors, right? Otherwise,
Yeah.
could make me remember. I'm thinking of like Jacka Romano right now. I don't see why something like that couldn't be the case.
I'm not going to say anything then.
Or like right there, trespassed unless they need actual medical care.
They have anything to sub it?
I mean, we do that. I just don't want to make it the business of unnecessarily trespassing.
It's weird the
people
system
who
means they
aren't
were already
causing
doing it, but now you
issues
want them to
right,
take
like,
3 weeks to get to where
like
they
as
were. It would
doctors
only take 1
directly,
week for them to get to where they were.
when they're more causing issues to the
Because
general
income
public
tax was
who are
lowered
trying to come
by
get
5%
help.
from 10%.
Like, you know, we'd end up having a giant fucking trespass list that could never really be enforced because we can't do anything about it. We have to wait for the cops to come, and oftentimes the cops don't come. And even if they, do, by that time they would have already left. Like, it doesn't. The issue isn't that we don't want them there. We just don't want them attacking people, which is why the charge. Also, people like to retaliate against trespass and attack our doctors. So
Well, that sounds like ego act, 100%.
Yeah, that sounds like
that
ego
one
act.
would, but discouraging the violent acts in the first place is ideal.
Del Mondo.
I see what you're saying, and I do sympathize because I certainly do not like having to wait for individuals to hit the certain amount of incidents so I could be
just revert the pay decrease. This quota system will accept it quickly.
So
the problem
I do sympathize
that has happened in character is Max is so bitter
like I said,
about
I'm
people
not
like
looking for it to be
Rhodes
something as big as Ego Act. Very much just
and
a
everyone
fixed
else
dissuasion,
complaining
although,
about fucking money
smaller
from the
something
police
around,
department is that he has no interest in
I'm just not sure when it comes to the
couple thousand or
clowns how an
it
how an
seems to
additional
him
charge would actually deter them.
like
they're an example.
hold on, I'm gonna mute the game.
They're not.
Okay, they're not the only ones.
It seems to him like they are expecting stuff that they aren't necessarily entitled to. As proven by their workload.
For one person, yes.
Yeah.
But for the wide majority of people, there really is no respect there at all. We've had people.
Okay, sure. What's your
kidnapped from
construction level at
inside
today?
the
Still 70.
and fucking shot up, stabbed constantly in the hospital, and just none.
Can
of
we
that
get metal
really
detectors
matters.
at the hospital?
No hair, Ella Giggle. There's
I don't
Check
know
it,
if I want to go that far, even to be honest.
Okay.
People can have whatever the fuck as long as they don't use it. Which again, I think the charge is more than enough.
Herb run real quick. Yeah, I've done Varlamore. Some of it. Some of it. Best example, Corey put all those hours. He has enough money to buy personal things, but he spends money toward better than PD. Blah 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 blah. Paragraph.
Okay, we seem a little unsure on that one, so we can.
Perilous
we can leave
Moons
it.
KC 19.
If you want to talk about it more like in detail, Cantor, I'd be happy. So where there's something like
Hell
more
yeah, that'd
concrete
be
written down,
amazing.
we could see if
Yeah.
there's something
Yeah, I
we
don't
could
know shit about
get out of
tons
it.
fines, so if you wanna,
I got the
if you wanna
Eclipse
click on that
tablets.
with me, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I forgot. I have two very brief things. I apologize.
Oh yeah, go for it.
What are you stupid?
We're having an
They
issue
have no
now.
money
Again, this
to
is very
repair,
niche.
that you can't
We're
keep
having
up
an
with
issue
new
with
cars. They
people
have no
coming
budget,
into
etc.
PD, specifically to harass dispatch and the receptionist, and they're throwing hundreds and hundreds of
check
pieces
this
of
guy's
paper on the
logs, dude.
ground and littering at a egregious rate.
Check his logs.
Is it even feasible to get some kind of felony littering charge that is above the base?
Charge them 100 times littering.
Is that?
Hell yeah. Can we get a point for that, Mayor?
No. No.
Damn.
Littering is not an excuse to throw as much shit as possible at once because you only get charged once. If you're throwing 15 items out of your truck, you're gonna hit 15 times.
Okay, understood. That is perfect.
There you go. Stackable
yeah,
littering.
I think it's lame that the government is not paying for cost of repair of government vehicles used during work hours for people putting their lives on the
And
line.
the second thing, Siobhan, I don't know if you
Are they putting their lives on the line? Are they though, dude?
One of our officers, a sergeant actually,
Because I played cop a lot,
is very committed to keeping Cypress
and some of the
Flats
cops are
free
doing
of
that.
drugs.
Some of them are. Some of the other ones are sitting in Los Santos
He
handing out traffic tickets.
Is from Ireland
or talking in MRPD.
And, he was hoping that
cop stacking elsewhere.
Cypress Flats and that you're aware of what I'm
Yeah.
referring to,
I do
Sean?
know. I do
Okay.
know. Yep. I remember him.
I don't know if
talking
you'll
to
be
me
able
about
to
this.
speak a little bit more eloquently than I have. He kind of just shot me an email really quickly. I don't know if you want to. I'd probably defer to you to.
Oh yeah, he
describe it a
shared
little
his
bit
dream
better.
of Little Ireland with me. All right, he's gonna wear green when he patrols down there. That's about it. That's all I got.
Yeah, he wants to rename Cypress Flats Little Ireland. Basically,
The
was his
problem is that
request.
the ones that are putting their lives on the line
Not
are
like
being punished
an official
for the ones that
like,
aren't.
renaming, just referring to it as such as a neighborhood.
Dude,
I believe. I
Listen
think that's
up.
what I told him. That like he wouldn't be able to actually,
Yeah, we're not renaming shit. What the fuck?
rename things.
All right, that's
Listen
all
to
I
me.
needed. Because if I said if that's the answer I got, I would drop it immediately. So.
It's not fair, is it? It's not fair, is it, dude? Not fair. It's not fair. It really isn't.
That's all I got.
That sucks. Okay, so Cantor, did you have anything else you wanted to present?
Just the one right now. I'm still working on the scheduling idea. I feel still kind of mixed about it, but I'll see if I can land in the place that would be useful for us. So I've just been working with a few extra people. Hopefully I'll have that soon.
Okay.
I'm super happy to sit down with you on that, by the way. That's always been a dream of mine.
Yeah,
That's literally always been a dream of mine.
Yeah, when we talk about your idea, we can talk more about it.
You can't explain it, so he just laughs. I don't need to explain it to you guys. That's the thing. If the reasoning for this is not clear to you at this point already, after everything that has happened on your screen, I would be doing a disservice to my son and anyone I've ever loved by wasting the oxygen required to argue with you about this. Because you don't even play on the server, motherfucker. It is a 100% waste of my time. I'm laughing at how ridiculous this situation is between me and you, Chatter. That's why I'm laughing, because it's the only thing that helps me cope with how fucking stupid you are, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
You guys went over everything last time, correct?
We tabled a couple of things, I think, right?
Yeah, we actually tabled stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
Which one?
I am not hot micing. My mods are fucking with you.
Not approved and not removed, so I'm assuming you guys went over it.
The DNA on file, we ended up amending the Constitution, but
People
not
can have good
for
opinions
the
without playing
ability
on
to
the server.
request removal upon ending of
and
employment.
people like
in PPD,
me,
as long as you're, like,
someone
in
who
good
plays on the
standing when you
server,
leave.
can hear
But we
those
did not
opinions
add any
and read
additional
those
government
opinions and
employees.
think, hey,
no, that's fine.
I don't really give a shit about your
remember
opinion
that
because you don't play
that
on the
was the main
server.
thing for that, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Murphy's Law, yeah, and then the death penalty one still tabled because Kancha and I didn't have a chance to work out like doctor specifics and trying to just.
I'll be around a lot more.
My opinion is that you should rob a bank.
All right. If everything was talked about, then I guess the TMNT
True.
Act is basically to prevent people from going to the sewers because they are causing damages to utility. Basically, they can
Is
seem
this
to.
stemming from the town hall?
Hmm?
Is this stemming from that town hall?
Well, that would.
Which one?
Remember when the explosions, the one that you, me, and Chiffon.
Oh yeah, well yes,
Yeah.
it's one of them. The amount